is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Well, good evening, everybody. 7:01. It's a Tuesday night. You're in studio with the show. I'm Clayton McKee. Thank you for being here. I'm here alongside my sidekicks who are here every Tuesday night with us. It's Katy June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins.
Hello.
We're coming to you live from the palatial and chilly studios of Q Talk America, located in the heart of Central Phoenix. I'm not sure, but I think...
I don't think mine is on. Is mine on?
You're what? Oh, yeah, trust me. Deaf people can hear you. You know that.
I know that.
We may or may not be being broadcast live within the walls of Apollo's Lounge here in Phoenix.
Hi,
I didn't get a update or a text from Ron to tell me if that's happening or not. But they did broadcast the Gayborhood Friends Ophelia Bunn show there last night and did some live Skyping and some whatever the hell they did. They just did a whole lot of stuff last night, which was the first
I like the Skyping. That sounds exciting.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but it sounds exciting.
We're going to put that app on your phone,
good.
and then when you go to New York, you're going to Skype in.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a little while to learn how to do that.
I'll have to start trading tomorrow. How does that work for you?
I found some. My entertainment section is going to be like an hour and 20 minutes.
I can't wait.
When did you
Fasten your seatbelt.
When did you start drinking today?
A couple hours ago. I'm not stupid.
It's going to be an exciting 3 hours. Yes, it's 3 hours. We're live from 7 to 10 Mountain Standard Phoenix time. Whatever the hell you want to call it. We thank you for listening.
No, we're Pacific time now.
Now we're Pacific.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good
It's
morning.
always
Oh,
Arizona
yeah.
time. You're always safe.
Arizona
time.
Tyler from Tennessee is already in the chat
Hi,
room.
Tyler.
We'd
Hi,
also
Tyler.
like to say hello. I can't imagine who it is, but somebody is listening in Israel.
Oklahoma.
They've been here before, I think.
I
Yeah.
thought so too. He wasn't sure.
Welcome back.
And then Kuwait is listening, so I'm hoping it's one of our.
That's kind of a regular now. This is like the third time we've had Kuwait.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's somebody.
Allies?
Maybe in the. Well, yes, I'm certainly hoping
That's
that
what
it's an
I'm
ally.
Hi, either way. I don't want to be on your bad
Either
side,
way.
Maybe we'll need to stop checking in here at the studio so they can not pinpoint our location any longer.
We love you, Kuwait.
But speaking of our location, we do share the building and the building with a local magazine. Some of you may know of it, called Ion AZ or Ion Arizona Magazine. And if you have not heard us talk about it, pick up a copy, go online, check their website, look for page 29. You will find a lovely article of about us on our show. We celebrated a year a few weeks back, and they decided to dedicate 4 pages in that magazine to us. I personally love the first opening cover shot.
It's so good.
I love that.
It's so fun.
It's such a fun. And then I actually altered that image a little bit and put it out in some advertising. And the top of it says, "We chat, we drink, we solve world problems."
Oh my God, I love it. I need that for my when I had gotten these pictures for whatever reason. I just we got them, and then I was like jamming out of town right after that, so I didn't have a chance to update
That's
my
all right.
own pictures. But I want that one.
I can get you that. But Kevin Bashaw from Ion has been a little busy. He hasn't gotten me all of the files because I have individual pictures, all of them for the photo shoot. Mm-hmm. So obviously we can all. As Hal said, he knew he looked bad that day, and now there's photographic evidence.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know Marty Feldman was still alive.
I think you look the best.
I was
We were
pretty excited
already
about
commenting on how in love with your photo we are.
Really?
Love it.
It all looks good.
That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my entire
we
life.
were just saying.
Isn't that fun?
You look so
Make
good.
fun of the package.
I love, and for some reason, Katy hates her solo shot. I don't know
darling.
why.
She looks
It looks
darling.
good.
I don't hate it.
I
but
don't
you know
hate mine.
what?
I'm just
my
sad
God,
that it looks like me.
Al, I thought you'd be thrilled. I think you look great.
My teeth look okay.
I really think everyone
No,
looks super.
Yeah.
I like my
No.
picture. It's a wardrobe malfunction.
Well,
I'm
it's all
Marty
right.
Feldman.
It's
so
all right.
Whatever.
I'm happy with all of it. And seeing Marnie in eyeliner, that's such a rarity.
Thank you, Katy Joan. Thank you for that.
That
Your
was-
makeup
I'm sorry.
artist was on point.
Yeah.
that night.
Eyeliner
Wow.
and mascara solves everything, and I should have done it. That's the problem.
You think?
I should have done
don't
it.
think.
Yeah.
I think you look lovely.
Anyway,
I said I opened it and I was like, oh.
it was
looks-
really fun
it
to
was
do,
fun.
and so now it's fun to see the
to see it.
fruits
And I-
of our
That was fun to
labor
do.
splashed on the pages
And
of Ion AZ.
I've had so many wonderful comments in reference to it. Even John King, the owner of Charlie's, actually said in the Monday meeting it was a very good article, and he looked forward
nice.
to listening to us.
It was. It was
So
a
that
really
was-
good
that was good.
article. That was
Yeah.
Very
cool.
good.
So more and more people finding out about us, which is fun and
I think it's
nice
just a
to see.
rude awakening that radio has pictures. I didn't sign up for that.
Well, now the other.
Well, Beth and Bill had like.
Well, yes.
Speaking of which,
Two
two
somebody
days
did?
ago
it was-
would have been
was two-
3 years.
It was 3 years ago. Bill passed away.
The Bill Austin passed
Yeah.
away.
Yes, I love
it's
Bill.
so crazy.
He was such a good time.
Yeah,
One of the
seriously.
things that I have been getting comments in regards to is with these photos that have come out of us. They now realize that Al doesn't look like Joyce DeWitt.
Right.
That was a canned photo that we used for the website, which will be changing out.
But not with the one that they. That guy was really cute, but not with anything he shot there. Like I will provide a photo.
But you haven't seen all the shots yet. I
don't
haven't seen
care.
all
Like,
the shots
I know
yet.
how bad I
That
looked
wasn't.
that day.
That
was a
wasn't
day
your
that
favorite one.
Yeah.
That's in there, was it?
I love the shot of all four of us.
No. The one of me. You said that there was one that you really liked of me. That wasn't it.
I love
correct?
the ones with your holding the on air sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was your favorite
Cute.
one.
Yes.
I
So
haven't
cute.
seen all of them. That's
Yeah.
all I've seen is in the magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Marnie,
see.
everybody's on board the Marnie train in here.
Yeah, Marty
Yeah.
Feldman. Go ahead and look up Marty Feldman.
Still dead.
But yeah,
Was
dead.
not in the Death Watch though.
I still will provide any photos that are published anywhere.
We'll see.
Anyway, that's
Or,
fantastic.
or the next show of Al, we'll just use from here down. We'll just use from
Marla Hooch, what a hitter.
nipples down. It's Al
That's
Perkins.
right. That's right. Guess who? It'll be trivia. Who's this?
Good times. Well, it is just a little
That's
bit after
awesome.
7. Thank you for listening and joining in and watching, and all the ships at sea and people at home or wherever the hell you are. Oh, somebody from the U.S. is finally listening.
Hi. Well, Tyler.
No, what screws me
Oh,
up?
I mean,
geez, no,
Tennessee is
no.
a little.
I just hit refresh and oh my god.
No, but the funny thing is, the way that this app works over here that I look at it, that's just the live streaming audio only.
Oh, okay.
Not the video people. So I don't have any idea of knowing that, but I'm sure there's several. And who else is in the chat room? It's Tyler and who else?
And Harrison, and it's Harrison's
Harrison.
birthday this weekend.
Happy birthday, early.
My God!
Happy
Oh, there
birthday,
it is.
Harrison.
There's a lot going on.
I know. I just hit refresh and
I did too.
Shit, damn.
All kinds of stuff.
Shit the bed. There's a lot of people in here.
Well, quickly,
I'm
we
gonna
I wanna
make
shit my
that an
pants.
expression.
shit the bed is going to be our
I'm gonna-
word.
I'm
Shit my pants.
Ship the bed.
I'm gonna make shit the
Shit
bed an
my
expression.
Shit my bed.
Well, what's that big ass problem? Have you seen the new one?
Oh, yeah.
The big ass. Mom sent me a text. Have you seen the big ass
This is
commercial?
some big ass savings.
Yeah, I need some big ass savings. Shit my pants. Well, I know we have a lot of headlines to go through. Al's got a flurry of things going on for entertainment. So let's go run around. Anything new, Marnie?
Look at me. I'm dropping my phone to go up to the iPad. I'm ready.
No, the Aaron is out of town.
No, not yet. Tomorrow morning.
God damn it! Why am I off on days?
No. You're well. I mean, it would make sense. We
Because
run
I
in
thought
circles, but
I thought she was leaving like Sunday or Monday.
no, she
Okay.
leaves tomorrow and then
Yeah.
gets back on the 18th.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
On the
All right,
18th, so-
never mind. So we don't have any lesbian bed death at this point. She's.
No.
I'm not
No.
sure what that even means.
Not
Not
quite
yet.
yet.
Oh,
Not
are we
quite
gonna
yet.
are we gonna comment about last week's sweetness that we all left to?
That
Oh,
was
I
that
think we
was
did a
adorable.
Oh my
shout
God,
out.
you're
Yeah.
right.
That
As we left the studio, we found that graffiti had taken over Central Phoenix, and
paper graffiti.
Marnie's
in the form
Subaru,
of post-its.
yeah,
Yes.
was covered in post-its that just went on and on about her loveliness and her contributions to humanity and how loved she was. It
Yes.
was the sweetest
Sweet.
thing I've
And,
ever
You are
seen.
at first, we didn't know who it was from.
Yeah.
Who's stalking me now?
We narrowed it down to like 2 or 3 people.
And then we got the confirmation.
Thank God for
No.
DNA testing.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I found a
Handwriting
fingerprint.
samples.
That's
Sure,
right.
it was
But
really
that's
cute.
sweet.
It was very, very sweet, Aaron. You were fabulous.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was very, very kind. I had
Did I send you that picture?
You
that I
did.
took?
You guys
okay, I
both
couldn't
did.
remember
It was
if I
wonderful.
had sent it. Okay.
I had my car when I don't know if you'll notice it tonight, but I thought if anyone's going to pay attention, Clayton will, because you know how you like the clean car.
Did you clean it?
I did not,
Oh.
because as you go around, it's because of how windy it was and everything else. You can still see the lines of all the post-its.
Oh, the little were they
Isn't that
adhesive?
pathetic? That I'm like, I'm just going to keep that there.
Oh, no, that's good enough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know.
What I would have done was,
Yeah.
because we took a bunch of pictures of that last Tuesday night in your car. I would take a picture of the dust and then I'd go wash
And
it.
I probably will very soon.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Probably not till she gets back from
Right,
Costa Rica
That might be
or
it.
Peru or wherever the hell she's gone.
Yeah. So no, everything. She leaves tomorrow morning very early, and we just found out that underneath her house,
where the cats were.
The cat sanctuary.
Actually, the cats.
Wild cat sanctuary.
The cats. I'm not sure how they even lived under there because apparently the sewers rotted under the house.
What does that mean? Exactly.
Now, is this
Okay,
covered
I
under
just want
home
to throw it out
warranty?
there that when you buy my house, none of these problems exist.
No
the
cat
feral cats,
sanctuary.
the sewers, flowing
Yeah,
beautifully.
It should be.
Break-ins galore.
It should
Well,
be.
not anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's
No.
No,
That
it's
was
Fort Knox.
It's Fort Knox. Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
Christ on a cross.
This thing is locked
That's
down
right.
like a virgin
Nobody
at Christmas.
can get in.
House is locked and he's loaded.
Locked
so we're
and
good.
loaded.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's home warranty should
Okay, good. Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
it.
My
home
mom
warranties.
and my mom will tell you she's a big advocate of home warranties. She just had her AC serviced and it cost her I think it was a $45 copay and the rest of it is all on the home warranty. So she loves those things.
Well,
and I do too because I'm not climbing up on the roof and fixing it.
No, and hopefully they'll just be able to go underneath. Of course, where it is right in the middle
Of the house. Jeez, that sucks.
So I'm not sure. I know my neighbors across the street before had like dug a trench that then went up, and they were able to pull it out that way.
Okay.
And it was the same thing. It was the sewer. It's built in 1925.
Yeah.
It's not, you know,
Yeah. See,
it's not new.
Mine is a post-war house.
Yes.
It's very new.
Yes. Which war?
Oh, yeah, I'll
Which
let you
war?
guess. Because yours is a post-war house, too.
One of them.
Yeah, the war to end all wars.
The War of 1812.
Allegedly, yeah.
That's post-war for Aaron's house. The War of 1812.
I wonder how long they regretted that war to end all wars business.
Right.
Like,
When
what
another
year
war
did they
came
finally
out?
go,
Yeah.
oh, maybe
Well,
not. Yeah.
We lied. Boo.
It's like that storm of the century. It's 1906.
It's it, exactly.
Settle down.
Right.
Everybody
Relax.
just calm.
Shit the bed. There's more
Calm
coming.
down.
We're going to make that an expression by the time this is over.
Yeah. Well,
Shit the bed.
shit the bed.
I think it's done.
And the drinking words are.
We may have multiple phrases tonight. You can get drinking in multiple phrases.
That's right.
Quite all right. Katie June, darling.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
Well, so really quickly, I did actually go last Wednesday, if you'll recall, to the Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that happened. And
happened.
I gotta tell you, so the girl knows what the fuck she's doing. That's happening because that stadium was full for the second night in a row,
Wow.
sold out with, I mean, just to the brim of screaming fans.
I
And
don't get it.
She gets her market though.
Yeah.
You're
and
not
that's-
it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you're not it.
Yeah.
That's what I say about Walmart. They're making money. They just
Oh
don't
my
need
God.
me. They're not
No.
they're not pushing anything and
And
she's the same way.
You're
She just-
comparing Taylor Swift to Walmart.
Well,
I think they're the same thing.
Trailer Swift.
so here's the
It's
thing.
where white people go to lose money.
Fine.
That's
Also known as the Auction Casino.
And it really is true. And they were all screaming.
They're not all white at
girls.
auction, sweetie.
Awesome.
And in addition to it being sold out of screaming, teeny boppers, they all were wearing her t-shirts. They all had her light up glow sticks. They all had these big signs. I mean, it was like, but I will say,
She's the new kids on the block
yes.
of the era,
And
in
I'm
essence.
I've never been like a major Taylor Swift fan. Like I wasn't crying and screaming, but I will say it was
I am
a
so
really
relieved to hear that.
we can still be friends.
Yeah.
But it really was a fun show. And so she may not be the most musically talented gal on the block.
Does she sing every song off key still?
She sings.
Flat. I'm sorry, flat.
Well, her first song, the first song she opened with, I looked at my mom, who was a music major and is a singer, and we both were like, we had to do a very first note out of the gate.
Little bitchy there, dear.
She warmed up well, but she sang.
Maybe she should have done that in the dressing room.
Yeah. La, 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 la,
Get
la, 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 la.
those bad
I need
notes
some hot tea.
out of the way.
I like to do me. Is that wrong?
No, is that right?
You do that. No shit. You do
Isn't
that all the
that
time.
always?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayo, 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 mayo.
Daily.
Unique New York.
I love that. Unique. I should do that for this show since I can't pronounce one fucking word.
It's European.
But listen, she sings every single song and she goes back and forth, which is more than you can say for a lot of pop stars these days. She goes back and forth between big production numbers and sitting on a stool and playing the guitar. Okay. It was an entertaining evening. We had a fun, we drank a number of beers and we had a good time.
Well, I think the beers probably enhanced the entertainment
helps.
evening, much like this show.
Yeah. I also just got back from San Francisco.
Nice.
I went to the SF MoMA. They're closing for 3 years.
Can you explain what that is?
The
'Cause
San
I don't know.
Francisco, right? Museum of Modern Art.
We just had a
Oh.
We just had a MoMA story
Okay.
at breakfast the
Look
other
at
day.
them all. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's
MoMA?
closing for
I
3
didn't know
years
that.
for a major renovation, and they're also installing the owner of the Gap.
Oh.
Apparently has some like crazy major art collection
okay.
that he's going to be housing now in the MoMA. So they're building a whole new wing, and so it's exciting. So it was free to everybody, so you can imagine it was mobbed.
Always good for you.
I love hearing that a museum is mobbed. That's,
oh my God.
That's like
it was
music
cool.
to my ears.
It was really cool, and it was a really fun time. There was a picture I took that I need to post to your page, Al, that reminded me of you, called Transvestite in a Paddy Wagon.
I call it 1992. Yeah.
Let me write that down. Tranny and a patty. All right.
Tranny in a paddy wagon.
It was.
I shit the bed, and that's where I ended up.
Who's that? Who's the photographer? Winogrand. What's his first name?
Who? What?
Winogrand. I think Winogrand. Super famous photographer. I can't think of his first name. I can find it.
Not that famous.
No, you would know him if
gotcha.
She can pronounce it correctly.
Yes. Yep, I am not a frequent flyer.
She said his name. Right?
Not a frequent flyer to the MoMA.
Yes.
It was free. Remember, that's why I was there.
Yes.
But the picture looked strikingly like Al in drag. So I was really like, I had a double take.
Well, people are comparing me now to me in drag with the red hair, which I thought they would find pictures with the brown wig because there's enough of those around.
Yeah.
To what's the cunt's name?
Which one?
Michelle Bachmann.
Michelle Bachmann. There's pictures on the internet comparing me in drag to Michelle
I was laughing
Bachmann,
my ass off.
and it's hysterical because the one
I haven't seen
it really
that.
does look like I
That's
just
amazing.
switched wigs.
Yeah.
So
I
all
have
I
to
kept
look.
thinking was if they just found the brown wig of the longer Eve wig, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
If they would have just found the brown wig, I really could be heard. Like
That's
freaky.
funny.
it's a little scary.
That is scary.
I did not know that was
Fantastic,
existing.
though.
Anyway, that was my fun.
Because
that
aside
was
from
a fun
Uncle
weekend.
Fester, I really don't look like anyone.
Except Michelle
Michelle
Bachmann.
Bachmann. And transvestite
So
in a
find-
paddy wagon.
So these are my choices: Uncle Fester, Michelle
Tranny-
Bachmann,
tranny
and a
Patty.
and a Patty.
Or Joyce DeWitt. You have a couple Joyce DeWitts.
That was uncanny. And wearing a dog collar too. And that
Oddly.
literally is the only thing I've ever bought at a pet store.
yeah.
I assumed I was drag kicking and screaming into said pet store, and I saw that red collar, and I thought, I like it.
I would have liked to have seen
I'm
the look
gonna
on
buy
the clerk's face when they're like, what kind of dog? No, it's for me.
Oh no, I sold it like I had a dog.
Oh, okay.
I know when to pretend to be a pet lover.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to get away with my feelings about animals in a PetSmart. I'll be shot. The villagers will come in.
They will.
Right.
That's a good point.
Find out I shit the
Really
bed.
good point. Don't make you shit the bed.
You know, they make medicine for that.
Or corks.
Yeah,
There's so many,
You
so
should
many
have seen
different ways to
should have seen
stop.
the monkey trying to put the cork back in. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
So anyway, Al, now that we've moved on to you, or are we
Out of my
done?
ass. I've basically been a shut-in with occasional meals. Like I've done nothing this week. Really, in between, I've gone out for lovely, fun meals.
When did we go to brunch?
We did Sunday brunch.
We did.
I just did dinner.
Where did we do that brunch?
Sunday.
Where?
Oh, Fez. Oh, yeah. I heard you ended up in a blackout later.
Oh, I think
can
I saw
only
that.
get you to like 3 p.m.
We.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
time was that brunch?
1. We were there for 2.5 hours.
Were we?
Yeah, long
Wow. Then okay. Then I went home and then I went to Stacy's. And
No, you went. I left you at a bar.
Uh-oh.
Which bar?
That's why I'm a bad mommy. No, at Stacy's. You were going.
Oh, you
into
were there?
So
look
there
at
was
the air
no
conditioning.
home.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the story that I was forced to believe as I rode away, chin up. Like,
Well, I did.
oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Because I was
You
actually
think?
no,
Maybe.
no, because I actually went up on the rooftop.
That sounds safe.
Clop, clop, clop.
Right.
What's
Right.
yeah, up
So
on
anyway,
the
remember
rooftop.
Sunday,
Cut
Click,
to
click,
cut to
click.
them having all new air conditioning working perfectly now. So
That had
everything.
nothing to do with you being on the roof.
I guess I verified 2 deads.
Oh,
two dead.
2 dead.
One
Two dead,
repair-
1 wounded.
It's like a mass
Man
unit.
down.
Yes. Well, then we cut to I was unaware that I was dancing to Pebbles.
Again, don't blame her.
I'm not blaming her at all. But yeah, look at me, Katie.
Trying
I
to
was-
throw pebbles under the bus for your misadventure.
Yeah,
No.
or the Mercedes boy.
But remember, didn't Pebbles used to have the tranny, the really hot black guy, dance in her videos? Then he was all over Donahue because he got the sex change.
Was that the
Too
tranny and the
obscure?
patty?
Too obscure?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know.
Because remember, there was the
Only we know Donahue. Nobody else younger.
He was a lovely, actually a very, very, very hot black guy. He did Pebbles videos. He did Jody Watley videos. And he did them all to pay for his sex change operation.
Oh, that would
Let's
make
Google
sense.
it.
And then he
Of course.
ended up, but I think Pebbles is the one that he was I seriously, you could put a gun to my head. I couldn't come up with one Pebble song besides Bam Bam, and I don't think that's right.
No, there's right in my Mercedes boy.
That's him.
Okay, there's Mercedes boy, and then there's
Mercedes boy.
girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Pebbles Mercedes Boy Dancer.
Yep,
It's
yep.
actually the first thing when you type in Pebbles that comes up.
And then he had a sex change.
Mercedes
He did the clop and chop up on the rooftop.
Clop, 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 down through the chimney. I don't know. I hope YouTube doesn't catch us as a copyright. Will
They won't be able to tell with
Probably
that.
not with that off-pitch version. And your
No,
mother,
you are right on key, darling. I've been drinking.
Sure, he's an authority.
Very Taylor Swift of you.
He's an authority on that.
So what did you do? Besides a blackout and a rooftop
Besides
adventure with Santa.
dancing, and then there was an attempt to clean a camera lens high above Charlie's at one point. That was another thing that I have to work on tomorrow.
High above Swingo Celebrity Downtown Lodge.
What, Katie?
That's not a real place.
Rudy Houston.
That's his
Janet
name.
Jackson's former dancer, also danced with Pebbles on Soul Train, first appeared in Solid Gold Dancer, now is a woman.
And that's Wikipedia.
I do like a concise story. They had a thing about
And he went on Sally, actually, it says.
yeah.
Whereabouts currently unknown.
Yeah. Well,
Where about? Well, nor does he have legal
I was
representation.
just saying, a lawyer. Nobody knows about a lawyer. So they were talking about Liberace and how fucking stupid people are. We'll get to that. But that people thought he might be straight.
Clayton, could you just be quiet?
Yeah, could you just calm down?
I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah.
Shit my
It's
pants.
Al's show.
But Sherry, what's Sherry Johnson? What's her name on Sherry Shepherd?
Yes.
Same thing. Sherry Johnson is what we'll call her for legal reasons.
She's blind.
She was on The View, and she was talking
I'm
about
intentional racist. I'm sorry.
if you've seen The Good Girl, I should follow it with, that's my slave name. So anyways, she was talking about like stupid people in Liberace. She's like, but I did the same thing. She's like, Sherry Shepherd and I are like a week apart. We have like almost the same birthday. So she was like, when I was little, I used to watch Soul Train. She's like, I'd watch those black guys come dancing down the line, and I thought, woo, they can dance. And I realized they're homosexuals, dear. And it was like straight out
Apparently,
of her
what's his name?
stand-up act.
Rudy Johnson?
Rudy Houston.
Yeah, and that
Houston.
was one of them. But she was so funny, and she just like. Turns out he was homosexual, but I mean, I forget how funny she can be and how much I can spit on
She
camera.
is funny.
Did you see that come out?
Say it, don't spray it.
Oh, I know. It's
Give
like
us the news, not the weather.
it was like a TB test for the love of Jesus.
Where did that come from?
It's the news, not the weather.
All of a sudden, you're a morning show.
I love it. I love it.
That's fantastic.
What's the weather, Ollie? It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain.
You should cue up that guy in Detroit. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
What the fucking motherfucker down here
In the country.
We
We're
are
down here in the country.
We
There's
are-
bugs flying out of my mouth. Country ass motherfucker.
motherfucker.
My God, we are off
I
and
think
running.
we shit the bed.
Already.
It's
23
so
minutes
convenient. Oh, it is 7:23. It is Tuesday evening. You're live on or in somewhere close to us, listening, watching, and enjoying. Hopefully, a part of what we're doing. We do it every Tuesday night from 7 to 10. We're going to go into a segment that we lovingly refer to as headlines. I think. Here we go, Marnie.
Okay.
A look at some headlines of actual stories that we found on the actual interwebs, and we're going to talk about it right here at Q Talk America on a Tuesday night. A man arrested after an extra long test drive.
A gay cure? There's an app for that.
A cat is accused of an illegal mission.
Cancerous cunnilingus. Okay.
A moose falls in love with a statue.
Sir or ma'am, may I light your fart on fire?
66-year-old man with very small penis finds out he's actually a woman.
Don't go to Starbucks and drink if you're a Christian.
Oh.
And also a landfill to be searched for horrible Atari video games.
These are some good headlines.
It's really not hard to find this stuff online. It's not. It's crazy that it's out there. Well, let's start with we've had over our many months of being here. In the past, we've talked about several stories that involve animals and the different antics that some fly around after they're dead.
God bless that particular animal.
Check out that episode. It's called The First Flying. In the past year, we talked about several stories with animals in them, and I think this one sounds similar to one that we've heard before. Well, in Moscow, some inmates in Russia's prison have been known to bribe guards and obtain cell phones in different ways. But this one may be the first time that they've used a cat as an accomplice. Guards patrolling a prison colony in Russia's northern area saw a cat on the fence, and it seemed to be carrying something. Not like upright on back legs with two paws carrying, but like it just looked a little heavier than normal. Upon a closer look, they found that a few cell phones and chargers had been taped to the cat's belly. It wasn't clear how the cat
She's
was.
big bone.
It wasn't clear how the cat was supposed to rendezvous with inmates to drop off its loot.
It's gooey loot.
Didn't say gooey.
It's electronic loot. It buzzes near her pussy.
Well, I will if you remove that cat.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda reference. Go ahead, Marn.
Well, there is an app for a gay cure.
Thank God.
You know,
Can I download it now?
Finally. Well, I think that you can look it up now. It's It was removed from iTunes. It's not something you can throw
I have heard about this.
Yep. But it was on Google Play, I believe. So
All right.
so if you need to, you can go there.
Actually, I think it's Google Play.
Girl, hey, I love it. So a new app, it claims to offer a 60-day gay cure. So you too in 60 days. It's a lot like Jenny
I did
Craig.
need something to do in August. That's perfect.
There you go. July and August right there.
Jesus.
And it's about setting captives free.
Oh,
Setting really
I have felt like I've been restrained.
I know. Well, you've enjoyed it, I'm sure.
Yeah. My couch has handcuffs.
Anyway.
Yeah. Unrelated to today's story.
Thank you. It was awkward.
I was not sure where to go there.
For just
I
a
know.
minute.
Oh,
There's that.
I
was
shit the
strange.
couch.
So convenient.
Again. Anyway, so this app it features ways to combat substance abuse and gambling,
Okay.
and also teaches users how to attain sexual purity with a lesson called Door of Hope. And reading through this thing, they say that, friend, make no mistake about it, God calls homosexuality wicked and evil, not an alternative.
Matthew 19.
23.
Oh, or that.
1 through 5.
1 through 6, yep.
6. And it goes on. Allout.org is on our side, and they wanted the app removed from Google and iTunes because of what it does to, as we've talked before,
The youth of America think it's bad.
And one of them did immediately, but
iTunes.
iTunes, and then
did.
Google's working on
Google
it, right?
Play is working on it. Yes, there's a 23-year-old man who said he went through this Door of Hope. Course the course when he
I
was
call my
just
first butt
13.
suck something else, but I get the Door of Hope reference.
Door of Hope different.
The back door of hope, is that what it is, Al?
Yes,
Oh.
that's good.
Sliding
New
screen
porn.
door of destruction. Yes,
And if you have one arm, you can open that door.
that's all you need. 3 fingers on the left hand.
10 years ago, this kid went through it, and the app exposed him to stories of pedophilia, demonic influences, and gay subculture that worships male genitalia. Oops, really?
It's related to my moose story
was
coming
very
up.
traumatic. And so, the board rejects this criticism. They say that they're not against or opposed to any individual or any group. Really?
Oh, no.
How do you?
Well, I can find the
spew
one
that
group you
hate?
seem to be against. Yeah.
Right, exactly. We do, however, exist to offer hope and help those people who want to be free from whatever's troubling them. So this Door of Hope really sounds like that conversion therapy kind of stuff.
Scary.
Oh, of
That
course it does.
really, really
Oh, yeah.
frightening. Then
Yeah.
they don't want to. They call themselves a support group, totally separate. But yes, as out there, anyone who needs it, there is an app for that, just like everything
Just
else
like
now.
everything
That's
else.
Right. That's right.
Well, I guess we'll pass that one off now. I'll not be downloading that.
No, I don't.
I want to try it. Come on.
Well,
let's do an
enjoy the
experiment.
Door
Because
of Hope.
really, you would be the litmus test, wouldn't you?
I know.
I mean, if it can do you in 60 days,
I got a hard
That's
on listening to
actually
an
really
overture
true.
on the way here. Like that's as
that-
gay as you
that-
get.
Tell that story briefly. Go ahead.
I would, because everything is in the cloud. So I'm riding here a short ride, enjoying my music, and all of a sudden it picks the Judy Garland Live at Carnegie Hall overture.
Yeah.
And I realized as I was, popping a tent that I love an overture, and I'm like, that's probably the gayest sentence anyone's ever said while riding a bike with a buzz.
It's
I love
almost
a good overture.
To me, for you, it's like that's like a prelude to a kiss.
Yeah.
It really is.
I love an overture.
I know
I
you
feel like
do.
also that should be sung. And it
Right.
almost was just
Almost
then.
was,
So,
yeah.
that's good.
Yep.
Actually, that's part of what I'm using Katie for. I'm hosting the or emceeing the Pride Gala this
Yes.
week, and I'm having you do a couple
Can't
voiceover
wait.
tracks, and I'm gonna mix it in with an overture because I'm making a grand entrance.
Oh,
Yes,
my
I feel good.
God. Yes.
I'm excited. You won't be here because you'll be where?
I'm going to be at Idina with Al.
Oh, Idina Menzel.
Not
That's
with
right.
Al,
Yeah.
but with Al.
I'm sure there's an
Yeah.
overture
If
there.
anyone has a free
That's a
ticket out there,
tent-popping
please just let me know.
experience, I think.
I'm gonna
willing
expect
to-
a full
Oh, there's
report.
tickets available. Do you want me to get
Pop
you one?
and tents.
Oh, possibly.
I'm kind of sitting alone, so I'd be happy to
Are
have
you?
you sit alone near me.
How much are they? And I'm being like, how much do they even
Oh,
run?
we'll
I didn't
work
even
it.
look.
We'll work it out.
No, that's not my point. I was curious.
I don't
Do
know.
you know.
I don't know. I'll find out because mine
If
is.
you would, because Aaron's going to be out of town, and that would just.
It's going to be.
Piss Aaron off that you
the
could go to a concert.
Oh, we're on camera.
No. I'm,
Yeah. Seriously.
yes. All right. Yes.
Yeah,
I'll work on that when I
find
get
out
home.
for me.
Well, I wish
please.
I could, but
Yes,
I'm unable
yes,
to
yes,
attend.
Yes. Yes.
Well, let's jump a border to our east and go to Alamogordo, New Mexico.
Oh, lovely. It's lovely there.
Well, listen to this.
It's a big town,
They have
Gordo.
and they have a landfill. A New Mexico City Commission agreed to allow a Canadian studio to search a landfill where old, terrible Atari games are rumored to be buried. Alamogordo commissioners decided last week that they will allow a company called Fuel Industries to search the landfill for games, according to the Alamogordo Daily News. One sought-after cartridge, the E.T. video game, which is thought by some to be among the worst video games ever produced in the history of man. Atari apparently paid Steven Spielberg tens of millions of dollars to license the wildly popular 82 movie's name, and the dud of the game caused the troubled company's worth to sink even further back in the day. The game has since developed some sort of a cult following. The rumored Atari graveyard has long been a fascination of some who consider the commercial flop a part of the video game history. It is believed that 9 semi-trucks full of E.T. games and other Atari toys were buried in southern New Mexico landfill back in 1983. The Alamogordo commissioner, Jason Baldwin, says that he played the extraterrestrial game and it was truly terrible. There are listings on eBay for this game that ran anywhere from $1 up to $30. Fuel Industries, a multimedia company, has been given 6 months to search the landfill, and the company also hopes to document the search in some sort of a film.
What the fuck do we keep screwing with New Mexico for? Land of enchantment and toxic waste,
Right.
and the
Yeah.
occasional nuclear bomb drop.
Isn't that where all of
and
the
like
And
Roswell.
Roswell.
helium? Isn't
Thank
that
you.
where all the helium, depleted helium fields?
I don't know what you're
are?
talking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't just there. You
Everything
can't
goes
prove it.
If you've ever had the pleasure of going to southern Utah and driving through Salina, as they insist on pronouncing it, I don't know why we have to anglicize everything, but Salina is another one.
Yeah, it's weird. That's embarrassing.
Salina down through
Right?
Monument Valley. This is the most beautiful. I mean, it's
Monument
so
Valley.
pristri-
Really
so
fantastic.
pristine, so beautiful that we dropped it. We dropped a nuclear bomb on it.
Well, there's that.
We had to nuke it.
Okay.
And like everything in New Mexico, like I know it's barren and there's only 6 people. Take it to Wyoming. No, I'm just kidding. Because that looks lovely
that's
too.
ugly.
Let me see if Wyoming's listening right now.
Anytime we no, but
Not anymore. You
might wanna move.
It was nice having you.
But I always like every time there's some like pristine, untouched piece of land. Why do we have to like fuck the shit out of it and bury our Atari toys? Send that shit to space.
Recycle.
Yeah.
It's all plastic. That drives me
Send it
nuts.
to space so that it'll just come crashing right back down.
Fuse it
Somewhere.
together and sell it at MoMA, for the love of God. There's some,
Right?
Oh my God, yes.
some old white
do
lady
that.
drunk on Chardonnay is gonna buy it.
Like, well,
okay,
not sure what the hell
just
that was.
joking.
I'm sorry. Are the voices in my head audible to all of
Yes.
I didn't know everyone could hear that.
all right, Marnie, go ahead, babe.
Well, the idea that cunnilingus can give you cancer
It's really horrifying.
really terrifying.
Yeah. Let's hope that's not true.
But I mean, the next time I say, "Oh, it gives me a lump in my throat," I don't know. That could be diagnosed.
This one's gonna take us a while,
No.
so be ready.
Oh,
Can I go make a
not sure
drink?
why. Yeah,
This-
go
this-
ahead.
this
I'm gonna go because I can hear you in studio.
Yeah,
right?
this is half of my entertainment section.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
should've
perfect
checked
that
with
we
you.
waste your time with it.
Better to all enjoy together. We share.
We share.
So Michael Douglas has came out and stated that that he got throat cancer from oral sex, and he was quoted as attributing this illness to that the HPV human. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong.
Papilloma virus.
Thank you. And without warning and wanting to get too specific, he says this particular cancer is caused by HPV, which actually comes from cunnilingus. And later on that week, he denies saying that.
No. His publicist did.
His
he
publicist
never
did?
did. His publicist tried to backtrack.
The way that I read it was that
No,
he
it was
said
his, it was
no,
his,
no.
it was his publicist, and then it was the London Observer. Like, who's the newspaper? It was a British newspaper, and they had luckily they taped it. They didn't do it, so they just played it. They're
Yes.
like, "Fuck you, bitch!
Yeah, here it is.
You
This
said
happened."
this.
Right.
Don't make us sound like we're putting words in your mouth." And then now,
Or anything else in your mouth.
Sanjay Gupta. Is that a dirty word?
No,
or
from
first name?
CNN. From
You're
CNN.
correct,
I
CNN.
can never tell.
Yeah.
He was saying that this is the most common. Now, this is the most common way to get this oral cancer. And again, because I've been a shut-in, I was watching The View, and Whoopi Goldberg was smart enough to like say, "There's women that should be worried about
Oh,
this,
sure,
right?
yeah.
Like woman-to-woman contact."
Yeah.
Because now, if I did not do my research on this, and I really should have. But HPV is not based on like dirty partners. It's based on like numbers of partners.
Yeah, you
Okay.
Like women don't contract it because you slept with the wrong person. Like you can be married in a committed relationship, and it's just how often you have. It's like a numbers game that eventually you just this virus just works its way up, and but it
that
needs all
I didn't
kinds
get. According to Michelle
but no, but
Bachman, it
that's-
causes mental retardation.
But that's and you
That's
said
a
it.
lie.
You said it on this show.
By the way, that's a
You're
diagnosis.
quoting, right?
And a quote.
So, but now what I'm saying is that they keep selling this for like young people,
Right,
Because
right.
they want to get it early, get it into the
Gardasil.
system.
Well, this was that whole thing in Texas where they wanted to pass a law or did pass the law. I don't remember that. Rick,
Perry.
thank you, governor wanted to or did pass that all kids had to get this. That's where the Bachman quote
I
came
thought
from.
that kids don't have sex, so it doesn't matter.
No,
When
there
you're in
was-
Texas, you don't have sex before marriage.
Right.
Right, yeah.
But it was something where 13-year-olds, they were saying, like at the age of 13, whatever, the families had to get their
It doesn't matter
girls
though, because I know people
immunized.
that got the Gardasil shots and still have contracted HPV.
Okay.
And I
Well,
also
no vaccine is 100%
Right,
effective.
right.
But I don't think.
But
and
one of the ways they were selling it wasn't saying like we're not saying your daughter's a whore,
Right.
And she needs to get the HPV virus. What we're saying is that it's a numbers game, and just because of how much. And like I said, I never looked that up to find out if that was true, but that was the
So
was the
here's
song
what
they were
I
singing.
think, and here's what I have understood from my friends who have it, and I actually have a number of friends who have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it has
It's
become
very, it's
I didn't
very,
realize
very
how
common.
prolific
It's
it
very,
was.
very
and
common.
I have friends that are like slutty and have it, and friends that are really prude and have it.
And
you know
you
what I
know
mean?
who you are.
Would you like to
Yes.
call out any names? Because you've done that before on this
I know.
show.
But that's
I
why I'm
know.
saying
I know.
that.
Please?
And maybe Harrison can back us up in the chat room if she knows more about this.
What
but
I-
honest to
I was
God,
just gonna
I've
look
heard
it
it's a
up.
numbers game.
What
and
I
it's just
think is that it's
sexual
not.
partners.
It's what I understand is that it's not like how many times you have sex with a different person, but what my understanding is that it can come from anybody, and you could not know. It could be dormant for years and years and years.
And it's
So,
like shingles, stress.
You could have had sex with two people.
Right.
And the first person that you had sex with, and men are the carriers.
Right.
And they
No, they're
don't
both carriers, but
exhibit
they,
symptoms.
Not always. Right.
Men
Except for
don't
throat
necessarily.
cancer. Right.
Right.
So then
right.
we just backtrack it a little bit. And God damn it, I forgot my thought. But it's like
But
it's like warts.
it can lie
like-
dormant for
Oh no.
really,
It's like
really long
shingles.
time.
It can lie
Oh, yeah,
dormant.
'cause
And
I'm
so
like,
Michael
warts.
Douglas, he was saying he thought because his oldest child or his son that's a drug addict and may or may not be
Right.
dead, I can never remember. He was
Right, right,
should
right.
add
He
him
did
to the
Eric.
death den.
His name is Eric,
His
and
Eric.
he died.
He died. So he was saying that he thought it came on because of the stress.
Was it the threat or
With
the
my
fact
newfound speech impediment.
of the cunnilingus?
Exactly. I had 60
right.
days. I got 60 days to get over this.
There's an app for that.
There's an app for that. So he thought it was the stress that caused the cancer because people think that all the time because of that disease shit.
Right.
You're not at ease with your body, so you're going to get cancer. Fuck you. I hate that. Fuck you. Where's the camera? Hate that shit. People get cancer. But what they were saying was what the stress did was it activated, like shingles does,
Sure.
it activated this thing that's been lying dormant. So this HPV virus, that's what it needs.
Right,
it
right.
lies dormant. It doesn't do any harm. You're,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you add stress to it, and all of a sudden this HPV virus now has a chance to just attack the whole body.
I must say, so far, so good then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my worry was, if this is something that's
Thank you.
because lesbians and breast cancer have higher
Sure,
rates.
absolutely.
They have a higher rate. They don't have children. There's a tendency towards smoking. They have a lot of the environmental factors that lead to breast cancer. Isn't this something that they should put on the radar then? If
Right. I
oral
agree.
throat cancers are,
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize.
because I don't know a lot
all of
about
that.
lesbian
Right.
deadbeth, but I think that's how y'all get there.
Right.
That's the train y'all take in, isn't it? The Cunnilingus Express? With the pips
She's leaving
on that midnight Papilloma train to
on that Pamplona train to Georgia.
I know you did.
All right, going straight to hell.
Oh, straight to hell. Well,
gosh.
let's go
Straight
north.
to hell.
Let's go a little bit north of
So
Arizona.
did we solve anything there? Because I
No.
think we
No,
should.
I don't think so. What would you like to solve? We'll solve that in yours.
I think everyone do that as your research. If you hear this at some point, just find out, because I want to say it's a numbers game. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, being a whore has nothing to do with HPV. It's a numbers game.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
it-
think-
you could have sex once and contract it.
no, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
it's repeated use of the organ. It's the it's like
I get
Yeah.
it. I don't know if that's right.
I don't know either, but that's how they were selling
get
it
what you're
in
saying.
the Michelle Bachmann days.
For legal
Please
purposes, we'd
continue.
also like to remind you all that Al Perkins works in a 13-story restaurant.
Right, and I'm saying I know nothing. Like, I'm completely admitting I know absolutely nothing.
Do not eat
Because I don't know how to
Remember-
use Google.
Don't eat the food at that restaurant.
Knowledge is
If you're hungry, go somewhere else.
Knowledge is power, and I am not a superhero.
Don't get a salad.
knowledge is used sparingly on this show. Let's go a little bit north of Arizona to Grand Lake, Colorado. Well, spring is in the air and love is in the air, and somebody in town just put a new statue of a male moose in the middle of the front yard, and according to KUSA TV, the owner says, well, there's a moose that's been visiting that's not very shy.
That's a bull moose standing right there in the cabin across the street. He's the one that comes by every morning.
Recently, a stranger has been roaming this neighborhood.
He's not too shy.
Shy, he is not.
There's two things he wants to do, and one of them is eat.
To understand what the other thing is to see this moose statue. It was installed in front of this house less than a week ago.
Well, this has only been up since last Monday.
And it's not just the neighbors who have taken notice.
The strange thing is he's trying to mate with a statue. They're both male.
Suffice to say, the moose and the statue have become Grand Lake's latest tourist attraction.
He's in love. He's nuzzling and he kisses and he licks him and he walks around and then he gets on top of him.
Still, let it be known that a moose is loose.
Keep it up, Moosey.
After all, who are we to tell him how and who to love?
I say what happens in Grand Lake stays in Grand Lake.
I like her the best.
I like that guy laughing. He just got a kick out of himself.
When he makes the comment, he's trying to mate with another moose, and there's a pause. They're both male.
Up the butt, Bob. Up the butt.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh my God! But if you want to, literally go to any news and say, Google in "moose falls in love," and you will find the video. It
You'll
shows-
see a picture of me, like number 2.
But literally, there's somebody erected this big, large statue of a moose in their yard, and this other moose just walks around and says hi and nuzzles him and walks around and eats and then attempts to.
amorous.
Yes.
He erects it?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Mounts, whatever.
Mounts something? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Are we ready? Well,
Are we ready? Are we ever?
Are we set? So there's this gentleman in Florida, I believe.
Oh, we have a lot of Florida
Because that's
stories.
weird and unusual. And he was accused of taking pictures of women's skirts.
What?
Yeah.
Never
just
heard of that.
Walking around
Not in
taking
Florida.
pictures.
Not
I
in
know, right?
Florida.
I know.
No, I won't hear of it.
Keep in mind, it's a British guy. It's a British guy.
Oh, did he shit the bed?
And he says that he wasn't doing that. Maybe he's trying to light a font.
Oh.
Right?
Your English accent is worse than mine.
Oh, mine is so bad.
So bad.
So
I
bad.
feel like I should make Benny Hill's
But
theme.
I appreciate the first line they have on here is his alibi stinks.
British humor.
It's good stuff. I like it.
Bad pun.
Anyway, yeah, that's what, instead of trying not to get arrested, he said that's what he could have been doing.
Could have,
he
but
was
wasn't.
Placing unidentified objects under women's skirts. The prosecutor said that he was trying to. It said that he was trying to take a photo. Maybe I was just trying to light this fart. It could have been a joke. Maybe someone says, "I bet you a $5 if you light her fart." Yes.
Come
these are
on,
the
baby,
things.
light my fart.
These
Oh.
are these are real people.
Yeah, gaseous
This is bad.
emissions are now what he was found guilty
No,
I know it didn't. It didn't hold
Was
up.
there photographic evidence?
They couldn't follow the scent.
Oh God!
The only sad thing about growing up gay is I never tried to light my farts.
What is that sad? How is that sad?
Because you know straight boys
It's
are
not
always
sad.
doing it.
Oh yeah, my brother definitely
But
tried.
I'm curious. I'm fart curious.
You still can. You got time.
No,
I
think
like the optimism, Katie. You still can.
You go for it, boy.
that's not the youth I want to cling to.
Right?
Oh,
So,
Clayton,
needless
you
to
like to
say-
cling to youth. Hug.
You're funny.
Is there a better word?
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And so needless to say, if you have a skirt on, Katie
I am
Jones,
aiming higher. You all know that.
And sometimes I do.
Belly button.
and perhaps gaseous emissions.
Good.
Yes,
Beware.
It sounds like a Bette Midler song.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
From gaseous emissions.
Sophie Tucker stories.
The world is stinky
I'm sorry.
and true.
Suffering for silent gas emissions. Well, first we're going to check your hearing.
So Tyler has learned that vaginas give you cancer.
Run, stay away from them. Oh yeah, you do.
And watch out for
God
moose.
bless Tyler. That's a hard moose. Poor moose.
Poor moose.
Which moose though?
I don't know.
I gotta go kill that bottle of wine. It's
Okay.
not gonna die of natural causes.
Go ahead. Are we ready?
It's
Let's stay in Florida because so much tragedy happens in the old Florida.
It really does.
And and by the way, if anybody's listening from Florida, please send us an email and tell us what the fuck is wrong with your state.
And or send us an email once a week with these good fucking stories.
Yes, good stuff.
God bless you.
A Bellevue, Florida man was arrested after being gone a little too long while test driving a truck from a used car lot in Bellevue, Florida. The Ocala Star Banner reports 67-year-old Lloyd Kraft asked to test drive a red 1997 Ford truck on Friday afternoon, because that's what you do on a Friday. He gave the Prestige auto salesman his phone number, let him make a copy of his driver's license, and gave him his home address. When Kraft left the lot with the truck, the salesman followed him until he lost sight of the truck somewhere in traffic, which I've never heard of, a chase vehicle in traffic. As Kraft drove across town and through southern Marion County, the employee spotted him again. However, he quickly lost sight again as Kraft drove away. Then the salesman realized the phone number Kraft provided didn't work and the address was a vacant house. Well, after 3 hours, because you wait 3 hours, 3 hours, the employee called Bellevue Police to report the truck missing. Short time later, a Marion County Sheriff's deputy spotted the truck and detained Kraft until police arrived. According to an arrest report, Kraft told authorities he took the car for a test drive, but coincidentally, he was doing some work and planned on returning the truck later. Deputies found tools and lumber that belonged to Kraft in the bed of the truck. Well, it gets better. He called his ex-wife to pick up the items before the police took the truck. Well, that got him into even more trouble because the deputies checked the ex-wife's driver's license and learned that she had a domestic violence injunction against Kraft, which meant that he should not have even been in contact with her in the first place. So in addition to grand theft auto, Kraft is charged with violation of domestic violence injunction for protection. The ex-wife was allowed to take the items from the truck and the vehicle was then returned to the car lot. Kraft told the newspaper it was an, quote, honest misunderstanding. He said he kept the truck longer than he should have, but he added that he told the salesman he was going to be gone for quite a while.
Now,
he said he even put $10 worth of gas in the vehicle and was about to stop for cigarettes when he was stopped. Kraft said that he gave the wrong phone number because he forgot some of the digits and just added a few in to make it sound good. And by the way, he added he also gets along with his ex-wife. I wasn't going to steal anybody's truck. At press time, legal representation was unclear.
May I just?
You may dust.
No.
age before beauty. I'll go second.
Thanks. Fuck off.
Go ahead, Marn.
Well, I was just curious. When did Chris Brown and Rihanna get the new names? Is that something new? Kraft?
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, Hidden Valley and Kraft. We'll just call it
Sudden Valley.
Alias.
Sudden Valley.
Sudden Valley.
Sudden Valley. Go ahead, Alfred.
Beauty was
I'm
it?
sorry, but grand theft auto over a 1997 Ford truck. Maybe let's just say we stole a car.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a little fast and loose with grand on this one.
Well, I mean, if that were your vehicle,
I'd
you'd
be
like,
pissed
you'd
off.
be pissed.
Yeah.
Can you
But
imagine?
seriously.
Come on.
But I think it's rather ballsy. You go test drive a truck because you got a project to do.
By the way, that's kind of like the Home Depot kind of thing.
Right.
You know, like
yeah, but with that, they
It's worth the same as a VCR at this point. A 1997 Ford. What are you going to get for it?
Well,
Careful.
$65?
yeah, be real careful.
I don't know.
You're moving
It's
soon.
not
I mean, let's Kelly Blue Book
And I
this
got a
shit.
61 Dodge. It's going to help move you. So
Yeah.
careful.
No, now we're into
You might
classic
wanna-
territory.
you might wanna
No,
He's okay with classics.
No, when you're into
Good
historic,
recovery.
Okay
when
with
you get the
helping
city
move.
license plate that says historic vehicle, the value goes up.
Okay.
We're at late in
1997
Tina
Ford.
Turner's career,
Yeah.
Ford.
No, in fairness, it was a 3/4 ton truck. It wasn't a basic half ton.
Oh.
It was an F-250.
That changes it.
Now
Big
it's
time.
now it's a Blu-ray VCR combo.
Oh,
no,
that could dupe.
no DVD.
DVD.
I'm mixing up my technology.
It's a medium theft auto.
right,
at
but
this
I think grand is really
Mid theft
pushing it.
auto.
And I think it's funny. It's a 3/4 ton truck with means it has a big V8 in it, and he's driven it for 3 hours and put $10
That's
worth of
1,500.
gas.
I just did the math. That's 1,500 pounds. That's almost as much as I weigh. Settle down.
Well, not according to the. So if we hide you, is it Grand Theft Al?
Right.
That's a good point. I like it.
Settle down.
Well, I love talking about Christianity with Al.
I know I do too.
And,
Matthew 18.
with you guys in general, but with Al.
Yeah.
And the idea of Starbucks. I mean, because Mr. Perkins does appreciate the coffee as well.
It's the evil empire, but I go anyways.
No,
I
get
have
it.
no power.
By the
I
way,
have no
now
power.
Starbucks, I don't think is an evil empire. I mean,
I
that's
also don't.
the owner. Do you remember the
CEO,
Howard
right?
Schultz.
Yeah. Say again.
Howard Schultz.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I tried.
Howard Schultz came out for.
I tried to do
you go to hell.
4 out of 5 times
You
at a
go to
local.
hell and you go to
You
hell
go to
and
hell.
you go to hell.
You go to hell because we're
Lots of
supporting
local
this.
support. Starbucks
Yep.
supports their communities, pays livable
They
wages,
pay
and
very good wages.
provide health insurance.
Yep.
Right. They just
Absolutely.
kill mom and pop shops that they did in Hillcrest and San Diego
But as long as
specifically.
they're not
but I've
being
come to forgive
assholes.
them.
Good coffee, also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
But I mean,
We're not
keep in
gonna
mind
fucking
what
lie.
they do. And
Lots of
I
good.
mean, if you're just making a buck, around every corner, then that's different. But
And
they
they're
are on every corner.
Cheese and rice.
Well,
I just want to get one hand on the cross on this one because that's all I can. I mean, seriously, it's a lie because
the pinky is on the cross.
I mean, there's a Starbucks gift card in my wallet. Like,
Apparently.
I can't go higher than like 2 fingers on the top of the cross.
I'm hanging on. This conservative activist, I think, an evangelical pastor, David Barton, says there's no way a truly righteous Christian can drink Starbucks beverages.
But I think
Who
it was
knew?
more like, there's no way! No way! No way!
I say praise Jesus.
Praise
There's
him.
Not a way. The
Praise
question
him!
is,
Praise him! He has risen indeed.
can a Christian give money to a group he knows will use to attack what God supports? If you know when you buy a cup of Starbucks, 5, 10, 15 cents is going to be used to defeat marriage. Can you do that? The answer is no.
Oh my God.
you
You
know what?
gave this sermon, I think.
I
You
liked it.
actually
I
did.
liked
It was
it.
on Sunday.
Yes.
Well, you know she's an ordained
I know,
minister.
I am.
Yeah, you
I am.
are.
I
Yes,
changed
you
this up a
are.
little bit, just a little.
But I have to.
It's your go-to sermon.
Deeper voice for radio.
I have to agree with him though. Like if you are truly against all these things, just like Chick-fil-A with us.
Sure.
If these are the people that
love
outrage
it.
you and I'm gonna say.
I was
Plus, that's one less person in front of me in line.
exactly. Get the fuck out of my way.
Get out of the way.
I'm just gonna
Right.
point while you're holding your Bible. Excuse me. They support gay marriage and all
Right.
kinds of shit you don't want. Can you get out of my way?
We love gays.
Can I get my coffee first?
Yeah.
'Cause I am in a bit of a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't like you. Stop your protesting.
Because I have a gay agenda to get to.
Yeah.
I've got to
gay
convert
agenda
2 more
cannot
people for a
wait.
toaster oven.
Well, but I completely agree with you, and that's actually where I was going with this.
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. Evangelical pastors and that whole kind of thing with people praise Jesus and all that. Fuck off. They drive me nuts, and they're usually just so far out there. But this actually kind of made sense. What we've talked about before,
Yeah.
if you don't believe in something, then don't go.
Right, I agree.
I mean, it is what it is. So,
And
but-
Starbucks is very clear. And didn't he stand? He stood up. This is our guy, right?
Yeah.
That
Right,
He
stood up
stood
and
up
said,
in the shareholders
and
meeting.
said, I'm
yes.
sorry if your shares dropped a couple points, but look at all the good we're doing.
They did not
he
drop.
said to his
No,
didn't
he said it's
to his
like,
board members, like,
where else are you
if
gonna
you
get
don't like
this much?
Right.
get
No,
out.
they didn't drop. No, the thing was, we're pretty sure that what you got was pretty good. So if you think
Right,
you can
right.
make enough
He
money.
stood up and said,
Yeah.
we're all paraphrasing the
Yeah,
same
you're right.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
We
looking
got
for.
it.
I thought I had it on here, so I was looking to see because I was actually going to play that again.
He's
'cause
awesome.
It's
Yeah,
such a.
he is.
This Barton guy though just kind of then it went too far where you learned too much about him in that little article where he said, meanwhile this guy has been a clear opponent to gay marriage, which of course would
Sure.
make sense for him. But in April, Barton claimed that gay marriage is unconstitutional because it goes against natural law. Yet he also compared homosexuality to the choice of smoking cigarettes and stated that same-sex marriage is similar to marriage between, you've got it, a horse and a dog. These things make sense?
Those are
No,
horses
he
and
doesn't.
dogs.
He doesn't.
Weird.
And now you go to that place
Male
that
moose
makes me fucking
and
crazy.
male moose statue. Now
Yes.
we
No,
can get
I
on
hear
board
ya.
with that. But
Yeah.
horse and dog, pushing it.
I mean, because that's erect.
yeah, yes.
Tid.
Thank you.
Ted.
There is that.
Anyway, but
Ted's very important.
Yes,
but I
but-
do have the only bad thing I will ever say about Starbucks is in San Diego, in Hillcrest, there was, and I think there was Rich's was a gay bar, but there was a
Rich's is a
further-
gay bar.
Is a gay bar.
Yeah, further down the street, there was another coffee house, which Harrison's going to have to put on here what it was called. But the living room in Hillcrest on University was our Disneyland. Like I would go to San Diego, visit her. She lived at University and Park in this fabulous apartment at Casa Grande. I'm sure they called it Casa Grande to anglicize it. But we would immediately
There's that.
walk down to, no matter what time of day or late evening it was, we would always walk down, go to the living room, and we just made her apartment bigger. Like that was kind of like the bigger version of her apartment, and it was called the living room, and it had big couches, it had gorgeous coffees and teas, and we would just sit there, and it was like the late 90s, and it was one of those things that kind of died with Starbucks, because Starbucks was on every corner, but here was a locally owned, and Starbucks did kill it. Like they really did kill those local businesses. And there was one in New York too that is it's what Central Perk was on Friends, but it wasn't called Central Perk, and it's still there now. I think it's a bookstore.
Yeah.
With that staircase to nowhere. But that really was a magical time in the late 90s with Harrison and I in the coffee shop. We would meet people over the music that
And
was
I think
playing.
it was the time too that coffee shops were really big then. But I have to say,
It was just pre-Starbucks. It really
Yeah.
was. And then Starbucks came in and like drove them all out of
I have
business.
to agree with you and disagree with you. I agree in that people felt the same way this was in like the late 90s, the early 2000s in Flagstaff when I was in school there, and Starbucks, the new Starbucks was coming into town, and we were all disappointed because we love our little this shop, we love our Macy's, and we love our all these little coffee shops, and a number of those are still going strong, like Macy's, for example. But I do have to say that Kirsten Cinema does Kirsten's Coffee Club once monthly, and we invite her constituents and supporters to come out and just have a chat and come and have coffee, and we talk once a month for an hour or so. And we do it at a local shop at any area in her district, which is huge, encompasses.
Now, do you get to like Copper Star Coffee?
Yeah.
And,
And
Lux.
Copper Star has been, we do Lux a lot. We do Copper Star. We're getting really big now, so we're looking for for bigger shops. So we just
LGO?
found a good
Citizens
one.
What about
is
LGO?
nice.
We
They
just
have great coffee
we just
there.
found a
That's
good
not
one.
her district, though, I don't think.
Isn't it? I thought that still
and
was.
Lux isn't either. Neither is Copper Star, but she
Oh, I didn't realize that.
did so much work in her legislative district was there, so we still.
Okay. I
we
did think
love those
40th
guys.
and Kemba was. I'm very bad with
That
all of that.
actually might be,
Yeah,
but
I-
regardless,
I get
there's a
confused.
big one in Chandler, and there's some great ones in Ahwatukee and up in Sunny Slope. So there are still really
Yeah.
incredible.
Hillside spot. Just
Oh my
put it out
God,
there.
we've been there. I love it.
Yeah, that's
And
Aaron's
it-
favorite.
It's so great.
Yeah,
in
get the deep fried cheese.
In defense
Yeah.
of the Hillcrest thing that I just accused them of, everything killed them. Like that it got gentrified, which was the worst thing that happened to Hillcrest.
Yeah.
The gentrification came through, the straight people came through, Urban Outfitters, like all these horrible chains came through,
that
and they
is
just
sad
one by
pants.
one,
They
like Uncle-
incorporated it all to the hell.
but Uncle Biff's Cookies is still there. Like there's still a couple cute little
Yes.
places in Hillcrest, but the straight people killed Hillcrest. I mean, it wasn't just
Well, I think-
just Starbucks.
Don't we still have a pretty good stronghold in that?
No, not at all.
Really?
When you go there, like, oh look, it's gay people. I mean, the bars are still there, but the neighbors are
Because I'm going in
straight.
4 weeks, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taken care of pretty well in that area.
No. The gay bars are also there. Like, there's still Flicks is there.
Riches,
Riches.
What's the
Urban
one
Moe's,
women's bar that I
Mary's.
love?
Brass Rail. They're also there, but it's just that neighborhood.
Damn it, I can't think of the name
What's
of
that
it.
women's bar? And it's got like a clever name.
There's numbers.
The Flame?
The
no,
Flame.
no. I'm thinking of there's another one that's like kind of clever. And when I went there a couple years ago for a Pride convention, and I got in a huge fight with the general manager.
Google it. Google it. It's the end of hour 1. We're going into hour 2. A couple more headlines left. It's the show. It's Tuesday night. It's Q Talk America. I'm here with Al, Marnie, and Katie, and we'll be back
Been listening
just
to
now.
the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now,
Oh, I
a
don't know which
man
one. That
with a
must be the
face for
flame or
radio,
numbers must change the name.
Clayton McKee.
Well, good evening once again. Welcome. It is the beginning of hour two. It's a Tuesday night. Looks, according to the atomic clock that Joe DeGanzig bought for us, it's June 4th. It is 8 o'clock straight up, and this is the show with Clayton McKee. That's me. Thank you for being here. I'm in studio as we begin hour two with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. Catch us on...
Hello.
You can catch us online at qtalkamerica.com. We have a Facebook page. Also, we are featured in the latest issue of Ion AZ magazine. It's also available to you online and in many, many establishments here in Central Phoenix, Tucson, and Flagstaff. But online is the quickest, easiest way to see it. We are in the middle of our headline segment. Coming up in a little while, we do have our Dr. Drew's Death Den, also Al Perkins with entertainment, Katie June with sports. We're not sure, but we think this might be being broadcast at Apollo's.
Hey,
here in
Apollo.
Hey,
Hey,
Apollo's. Ron never texted me to let me know if that was really happening or not, so I'm not sure.
Do we have a live camera at Apollo?
No,
to check in?
we do not. We don't.
Where's our budget?
How rude.
We have no budget.
To see us is to believe us.
Right.
No.
No, not at all. That was a lie.
To watch me eat is to believe me.
I've seen you eat. Apparently, I
To
did
know
it
me
Sunday.
is to love me.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly Sunday.
Maybe or maybe not.
Oh, heaven's sakes alive. If you would care to, please join us in the chat room. You can type live questions to us. We don't take callers because, quite honestly, we just don't have the time. we've got far too much going on to be bothered with your phone call. So, but if you'd like to send us... If you'd
We like to
All
hear.
right, I know
we like
I'm
to hear
drunk,
our
but you
own
have to remember that
voices.
later because we need to have that in some part of. I'll do it in
a
the
disclaimer,
fake voice.
we have to have
We
it.
are far too busy.
What's funny is I keep getting...
Al likes the sound of his own voice.
People have been
Well,
asking
no,
me...
my disclaimers are good.
They're lovely.
Since the ad or the article on Ion AZ came out, people have actually been asking, well, how do we join the show? How do we call it? I'm like, oh, no, we don't have
We
any
are
time.
far too
They're
busy
like, well,
for your
show-
problems.
Well, you can email.
Well, right, they can email, they can do as a
Join the
chat
chat
room, hit us
room,
Facebook.
yeah.
But the funny thing is, they're like, well, what do you do for 3 hours? I'm like, just listen, because we fill 3 solid hours.
We just don't shut the fuck up.
We don't ever.
No.
Yeah, far too busy for your call. Got it. That's going to be another tagline. In addition to see you next Tuesday, we're far too busy to take your call.
We are far too busy to take your call right now.
Right.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, I nominate Marnie.
That's good. My favorite is when you call an automated place and you're trying to get to the phone system and all of a sudden it comes out and goes, we see you're having problems. Goodbye. And they just hang up on you.
And what they really should say is fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Your wait will be about 14 minutes. Is that okay?
Would you like to
No.
hang up and dial back?
How would you like to hear "fuck you" in the same voice?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Press 9 for drop dead.
Well, if you're having suicidal tendencies, please hang up and call somebody else.
Oh no! On the
Here's
drive,
the crisis line number.
on the drive to LA probably 10 years ago, driving to LA, the people in the car with me, dear friends, Mark Martinez and Tyler Shishwerda, they told me
We go way back.
Yeah.
that in the church steeples along the 10, they hide cell phone towers
Yes.
as a way to have the church make money and take advantage of the height.
Sure.
So I'm like, Christ on the cross, please hold. Christ on the cross, please hold. For mortal sins, press 1. For transgressions, press 2. Christ on the cross, please hold. Thank you for holding Christ on the cross.
If you've sinned, please press 1.
If you like to fuck children, please join the Catholic Church.
Have you been drinking on that road
Go to a
trip too?
seminary.
Oh no, it requires no liquor.
Okay.
We just grease the wheels a little bit. Christ on the cross, please hold.
Please hold.
God damn, that's very, very funny.
That was one of the funniest road trips ever taken. I made someone fart down a wall. I made someone laugh so hard they actually started farting and farted down the wall.
You didn't light it on
Didn't try
fire.
to light it, did
No, because again, I missed the chance to be
Got it.
straight.
Sure.
Well, this is an odd story. Have you ever had one of those days when nothing really just ever seems to go right, or things appear to be something different than what you always had thought they were?
Thank you.
Well, after 66 years of living and identifying himself as a man, an individual from Hong Kong visited a doctor complaining of a swollen abdomen and pain. Well, doctors discovered that the swelling was due to An ovarian cyst.
Dun dun dun. Oh.
Well, what happened is this makes this man a woman. The subject was
I feel like a woman.
Yeah, man.
well.
Man.
The subject was found to have two rare genetic disorders. One is called Turner syndrome, which affects girls and women and results from a problem with chromosomes and causes characteristics including infertility and short stature. In this case, the patient was actually 4'5" tall. Wow. 4'5" inches. Turner syndrome affects the chromosomes and increases male hormones, working in conjunction to result in beard growth and very small genitalia. Doctors worked with the man. Doctors working with the man said, were it not due to the huge ovarian cyst and him inquiring about it, they would have never realized of his condition. The patient has decided to continue identifying as a male and will take testosterone supplements, doctors added. This condition affects 1 in 2,500 to 3,000 women. I'd never heard of this before.
I have. It's.
I figured you might know something.
Hi, my name is Marnie, and I'm.
Yeah.
You're kind of short.
But
Shut up.
the list of
Yeah,
other
no, but
things,
it really
the list
is.
of other things that they
The
suffer from
anomalous,
is
yeah.
really.
Yeah, well, I did read.
Yeah,
If,
it's
you
pretty
can you can look online and find that story as well. I kind of paraphrased what all they had said
Partial
about
It's a
it.
hard knock life.
Yeah,
Partial absence of the second sex chromosome.
yeah, that's
There's
exactly
a whole,
right.
Yeah, there's a whole website and.
And the bad part about it. Now I didn't hear where you said this person
Hong
was
Kong, who's I believe
okay.
Singapore born.
from. Because the it's like fetal alcohol syndrome. The children, the people have such distinctive characteristics that you'd think someone would have seen it.
Oh,
Like it's one of those things where you would see it and maybe someone would have said, you're 4'5" with a little penis.
Right.
not only are you unattractive,
Maybe
but you may have an
far
issue.
away. I'm gonna do the entire cast of Annie as the answer to Turner syndrome. God.
And nobody adopted him. Go ahead, Marn.
Well, have any of you heard about this Amanda Bynes?
I've heard of her.
Yeah, I've been following it pretty regularly.
Yeah, let me just I'm going to pull a Katy June right
She's
now. Okay?
the Jodi Arias of
fucking
June.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hashtag fucking crazy.
Okay.
She's did you say Jodi Arias?
Of June.
Oh.
It's a new month. We
It's
need a new hero.
There's that.
She really is pretty fucking crazy.
As soon as
She
Grace
was,
Kelly, or what's her name? What's that bitch's name on HLN?
Nancy Grace.
Same lady.
I'm like, Grace Kelly's still dead and
Yeah.
very pretty, not like
Oh,
Nancy
exactly.
Grace. So this Amanda Bynes was on, I always want to call it TNT, but I think it was like Nickelodeon or something.
No, Disney Channel. She's
Disney
from the
Disney Channel.
Isn't she High School Musicals and then went to?
And she did
Amanda
Hairspray.
Bynes. No,
She was
Amanda
in
Bynes did Hairspray.
She was in Hairspray.
She
Very
was
good.
not Disney. She was Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Oh,
okay.
She
my-
was
my
all that.
deepest regrets.
Nickelodeon.
It was all that. It was like the show back in the 90s that used to slime people.
Oh, I remember that.
It was like that. It was like a sketch comedy for kids.
He was looking for a boyfriend.
No.
I was not watching Nickelodeon in 1990.
maybe the 80s,
I'm
Clayton.
so-
Maybe the 80s.
My apologies, sir or ma'am.
Thank you.
Or however you
All restraining orders have been
You're
lifted.
taller than 4'5", so
We're gonna go
to an
with
answer.
We're gonna
We're
go
close
with
to an
sir.
answer.
So I got one thing going for me.
Which is nice.
just the one, dear.
Next caller.
Racism.
This poor little train wreck.
Yes.
Has been just pissing everybody off right and left. And I think she claims no. She claims no, so we should all listen to her.
Okay.
No. No drugs, no alcohol, never did it. Never.
Except for they found
never
her-
did it.
Okay.
Throwing
a bong out a window and smoking pot in the lobby of her
Yeah.
in front of
Right.
like what's the trashy show? Not TNN. What's it called?
TMZ.
TMZ. Right.
She's smoking pot in the lobby with TMZ taking things. She says she's getting a nose job because she doesn't like the way her nose looks in her mugshot.
Right, exactly.
At least I'm getting surgery because of the respectable magazine, Ion AZ.
Right?
We do appreciate Ion. Thank you, Ion
We do.
for pointing out all our faults. I'll be getting my eyes fixed later this week. But Marty Feldman called straight from heaven.
What hump?
What up? I was going to say, what up?
Seriously, I don't see it.
Oh,
Falbruca! Anyway, go ahead.
so the cops come up and she throws the bong out the window, which they never found. So,
No, but I heard it hurt somebody.
I thought it hurt somebody.
I thought it
they
hit
said
somebody
they
on the
never
ground.
found it. So that was very interesting.
Well, okay.
Maybe somebody
Well, the person
stole
on the
it.
ground said free ball.
Free ball.
Yeah, they took off.
New York City is fantastic.
It's raining bongs.
Ooh,
I love it.
Now that's a happy day
That
indeed,
is-
ma'am.
Oh, that would be just a lovely thought for
Yeah.
you. Love that. So they go to take her in, and she leaves. She had just shaved her head down, apparently. And I don't know
Parts
Hare
of it. She did the
Krishna
Britney. She did like half the head, and she did it on camera. It was all very Britney Spears.
esque. Yeah, and she puts on this really jacked up wig, and it's all kind of she just looked train
wreck.
And then claimed that it was the police had assaulted her, and while they were doing this, that what else happened? Oh, what's his name? Perez Hilton.
Yeah.
Came out and she and made some comment about her, and she just like went off on him. You know, he's ugly, and basically nobody's gonna fuck him. I mean, just she's on
This
like, on
the new
Twitter.
wig with the bangs is nutso
much.
bajutso. Yeah.
And then RuPaul got involved.
And that, I mean, that is
Yes.
a rat's nest of a
Oh,
wig.
it is a bad wig.
really, really bad.
I'm sorry, but care for your wigs, people.
What is wrong with you? Really?
Coming from a man with no hair.
Yeah. And there was
No, because when I have to throw on a wig, they are ready to go.
Absolutely.
Those girls
Joyce.
are ready to travel, just like Sherry Johnson on The View.
She's black.
Yeah.
So yesterday, RuPaul slams Amanda Bynes after she tweets "faggot" in her latest rant.
I haven't heard this.
Yeah, she was. It was about People magazine. It says, "I'm not lost and alone. What the fuck are you talking about? Follow me on Twitter, you faggots." She wrote.
Oh.
The tweet has since been deleted.
Sure.
But RuPaul apparently caught a
Hashtag,
glimpse.
hashtag whoopsie. Yeah.
He caught a glimpse of this former Nickelodeon star's message. She also went on to call RuPaul ugly, which is what she did to Perez Hilton, and
Right.
what she,
And
All right, now-
Rihanna
that's
actually
really-
also she
that's right.
she
That
went
was
on a
the first
Rihanna
one.
rampage.
Oh, and turns out she's in a
That was the first
feud with McCarthy, Jenny McCarthy.
and she's obsessed
Oh, I
with
didn't know
Drake, the performer. She's been like, Drake, I want to.
God.
Well, he's a good-looking boy.
She said, I want your penis to beat my vagina or something like
Wow.
that. Like, I want your.
Holla.
Yeah.
True story. Just send the same message from me. Hashtag Missy L.
If he knew how to tweet, he would do it.
You find it, you beat it.
Next caller.
Challenge extended.
That's what he said.
My God.
So Bynes' faggot tweet is not the only offensive message she sent out in weeks. This is where she had unleashed a rant against Rihanna, which included a racist jab.
Oh my God. This girl is on fire.
Apparently, but it was intentional racism on her part.
This girl
Right.
is on fire.
She said the singer was attacked by Chris Brown because she isn't pretty enough, but later claimed the tweets that they were mocked up for her. But it's been constant. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
just one thing after
She
another.
might commit suicide, and we should put her on the death den.
I am so with
we'll
you
have to
because
discuss that coming
I,
up.
Oh, yeah.
I
She's,
see her. She's spiraling.
Oh, bad.
Hugely.
but
I
it's
mean,
only
this is
pot.
fucking-
According to
No,
all
by the way,
sources.
I think she's on like smoking that spice or
I
something.
think that she also
now
has
bath
some
salts.
Spice Ret dead.
bath salts. She's gonna eat somebody's face. But the other I really think she has some little mental. I don't know if anybody's
She
gonna agree
was
here,
so.
but
She was really talented when she was young. She
Right?
was funny. She was like. She was really
she was
good.
cute.
She was super cute.
Yep. She had a lot going for her.
She did
and
a
then-
show with not Jenny McCarthy, but Jenny Garth.
Yeah, Jenny Garth.
Okay.
She
I
did
think
it.
that's right.
She did a show with Jenny Garth. You said
Oh,
that she was
90210.
feuding with Jenny
Jenny
McCarthy.
Garth from 90210.
She
I'm
might-
60, but I'm still playing a teenager.
Yes, she might be feuding with
And if
McCarthy,
you
but
can
she
do
had
it,
the
good.
show with Jenny Garth,
Right.
and that was cute.
But Jenny McCarthy
Simon
was on The
Rex.
View today, and
Oh,
she.
the
and they're
Jenny Garth
feuding.
one. It was like they were
It was
sisters.
cute. They were living in an apartment together in Manhattan.
I totally remember that now.
Oh, yeah, she was the younger sister.
Yeah.
She was so
Yep.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was cute.
Tyler from Tennessee said her wig was so Shangela in season 2 of Drag Race, and he says it's too late to RuPaul-apologize.
Can I get an amen?
All right. Are we
So
wrapped up?
we're gonna have to keep following her, and,
Okay.
and I think she's death den material. I'm with Katie on that.
Okay, well, we will have to keep an eye on the Amanda Bynes. Well, it is 8:14. It's a Tuesday night, and at this time, we're going to kick off what we like to call our drinking game.
A drink along.
We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Our drinking phrase today, because I'm convinced I can make this happen in America, is shit the bed.
Well, shit the bed. All right then.
Shit the bed.
And it's so convenient.
And it ties into entertainment beautifully.
Does it really?
It does.
Are we ready to go?
We are ready to go.
Well, then by God, we should do it. Well, hang on, I gotta do one little thing. We'll do it like this right now. Woo!
I did it! Neil Patrick Harris to host the Emmys, and I'm thinking every award show that comes in the next 15 years. Arrested Development is now officially the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life. Will Smith's movie tanks, and why does his son need a career? Are they broke? I respond to a movie recommendation of someone on the panel. I saw every mediocre movie ever made. Bruno Mars has a sad day. Hannibal's renewed. Cheerios goes nuts, and HBO comes through again. And digitaltheater.com is why you'll never see me again in public.
All right.
Okay.
Let's start with the things that weren't on that list that I barely care about, but I have to go to. First is singer and former Glee star, great voice, but seriously, Turner disease. Who needs a midget? Anyways, I got to read this
she
right.
really has Turner's disease?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
now
I was Googling it, and it looks really, it's tragic.
No, but a lovely voice. She's just one of those people that just because you can hit that note doesn't mean you should. But now she's a Filipino lesbian, which I guess is rare in nature.
Oh, she's gay?
She just came out, and I guess there was some...
I just saw it online, too.
I'm thinking that if she was more famous, TMZ would have handled whatever it was that her manager or personal assistant said about fucking her or trying to get oral cancer from her. If that's the phrase.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was forced to come out, and again, I don't think anybody cared, but she tours with David Foster, and she does all kinds of stuff. She's an international celebrity, but I guess the big deal is her Filipinoness. Filipinoness, yeah. I guess that's the big deal, is because culturally this is a big deal. It's
one of my besties is a gay Filipino. You know Justin Unga.
Yeah.
And he loves this.
So I don't know a lot about their culture except for they'll bring you food at school and at work. So, and they're
unintentional racist.
Yeah.
Actually, and Filipinos, I believe, tend to be musical. Leah Salonga is Filipino.
And there's a lot of nurses.
And she is...
I'm still trying to figure out Sam Sui. That's what I'm still on the ship
he's
for.
like the Tiger Woods. I think we got ourselves a Mariah Carey. It's all the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
So she's gay.
Filipino's pretty. Oh, and they love karaoke.
My
friend dated a Filipino.
That's a good point.
Yep.
There's a reason why it's an Asian name.
Still racist.
Not
Yeah, that
changing
that
that.
came out way worse than it's.
He's not changing his
sounded in
tune.
my head.
On the playback, you'll really enjoy that one, I'm sure.
Well, but turns out I've got to get rid of this advertisement to get to the page. But Neil Patrick Harris is set to host the Emmys in September. No.
Oh, the Emmys. I'm sorry, my bad.
He is hosting the Tonys, and he has been such a hit. The ratings for CBS, and I have to tell you, the Emmys, they're because I'm obsessed with TV. They're an obligation for me. They are one of the four that I consider my least favorite.
So it's like Academy Awards is the top, right?
Yeah.
And then
that's the same thing as the Oscars. Right? Academy Awards and Oscars.
Yes. Okay,
I think it's
thing.
weird that they have two different names.
No, but they've just adopted that because it's someone said it looked like my uncle Oscar in the 20s or 30s, and since then it's been called the Oscars, and that's just the way to make it sound less pretentious. It gets people in.
Yeah,
It all
but
depends on
give us
box
your
office.
give us your. I'm sorry.
The list is
Academy Awards.
Oh, if we want to get into baseball, the most important day of the year is the Academy Awards. The second most important day is the Academy Award nominations, and then we lower from there to
to what?
Kennedy Center Honors is somewhere in there.
Yeah, we're at 5 or 6 by the Kennedy Center Honors, but it's
Seriously.
The Tony Awards are number 3.
Good.
The Emmy Awards are number 4. The Emmy Award nominations are like number 5. Golden Globes are good. SAG is good. We're all in that top
Kennedy
7.
Center honors are
BAFTA's in there somewhere. He doesn't give a shit though about the daytime Emmys.
No, I just watch to see lesbians win because that's usually
that's where they're
what
gonna.
They
That's
do.
where they're gonna get their
But
their
the
day
best
in
part
the
about this is
sun.
that Neil Patrick Harris, who is just
And just on Letterman the other night, I watched it.
so. And if you haven't, you can find him. And I spent one Halloween in New York because sometimes I don't leave the hotel room in New York. And he did live from the San Francisco Orchestra with, I want to say, Kelsey Grammer. No. It was Patti LuPone and the second Gene Barry from La Cage aux Folles. It was Patti LuPone, Gene Barry, and Neil Patrick Harris doing, and it's available on video because I own it, Sweeney Todd. And it was genius. And it was a musical concert of that event. They showed it on Halloween in New York City on PBS. It's available on video. He is so phenomenally talented. And that's who I originally saw in Rent in LA as Mark. He was Mark.
Wait, and I'm sorry, who is that?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh my God, yes.
So I have been
Love.
I have been whacking off to this boy with a hand towel and a bit of lotion for a long time, and the world is finally catching up to what I do in private.
Thank God there's no cameras. Right, you tell us.
I'm not going to pretend it's a secret.
Jesus.
I seem to have lost the chat room again. I keep blaming other people, but it's me who keeps leaving. And qtalk.com is not what we're on, so we'll find y'all later. Hello.
So Harrison's put Filipinas.
Okay, now my favorite.
Oh my God, who said that?
Harrison.
Awesome, Harrison.
Philip's penis. They're very popular. Now, Will Smith, who I don't understand. I assume he has money.
Well, you should.
And I don't think he's a
Yes.
Pakistani cab driver. They're not online, are they? Because
Stand by.
But why do your children need to work? Like settle. Yeah, that is intentional.
Because they're
Intentional.
well, maybe they're Christian or they're Scientologists. So I don't know if that has something to do with it.
but there is a new rumor that he's been a closet Scientologist this entire time.
Oh, I don't think it's been closeted, right?
No,
Because
I
they're
didn't-
like
I didn't
besties.
think-
Oh my God, they're like super besties with John Travolta and Kelly Preston.
No, I was under the impression that this
And
was
with Tom
this
Cruise,
was a new secret.
It's not new.
Oh.
If I knew about it.
I have to tell you, I knew
What,
that they
like
were
you live
close
under a
about that.
rock or something?
Well, I don't think that maybe. Maybe I
think
do.
You're more in tune than I had no fucking
yeah,
clue.
I had no idea that they were part of that cult.
I
Are they
did
gone
know
now,
that
too?
Jamie Lee Curtis was a hermaphrodite. But go on.
Allegedly. But somebody swears they worked at that hospital. I know somebody who swears they
Okay.
worked at the hospital when they made a choice. But
Yeah.
I'm like, she's 50. You did not work there because you're
You
not
were
90.
Was she born in Hong Kong? Because we had a
Right,
story
exactly.
earlier.
Okay, so anyways, so what they did was, and I checked the poster yesterday. I did not go see this movie because, Will Smith, I come and go with him. Sometimes I'm okay.
I loved him in Fresh Prince. Like I was into that show. It was totally my time
Yeah.
TV watching. But I could.
I'll
who
give it up
cares?
for Men in Black.
There's a lot of
It was
people I
fun.
can't forgive
Yeah.
for Independence Day. Like there's a whole list of people that cannot be
did
forgiven
that
for
other good.
Independence
He
Day.
did a good movie though about him being like a poor homeless guy.
Happiness.
With his
Happiness,
son.
with
Yeah,
his
And that
son.
was
the
good.
Pursuit of
Which is
Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Now
That was
I
good.
get you want to cast someone who kind of looks like you to play the role. You want to spend time with your child, but now he's pimping him out. Like we have crossed a line with that Karate Kid shit. Like that movie did not need to be remade.
Right.
It
Right.
did not need to star his son.
Are there any other like father-son, father-daughter?
Not like this shit.
I
This
mean,
is
because obviously there's Tony Curtis and Jamie Lee Curtis, but they
Oh
didn't.
no, famous children
Yeah,
is one
famous-
thing, but not when. But most people try to avoid the nepotism. The
Yeah.
goal is to like
He's touring with his son.
right.
Oh, and the
Right,
daughter,
no,
and there,
I-
and
yeah.
didn't the son say like, "I don't want to do this anymore"? But
Oh,
then
no,
he
he
had to
wanted-
But then he retracted. And he's like, "No, I
there
love
were-
my dad. He's so
I'm
amazing."
Sure, there were. He wanted to be emancipated.
Emancipated at 14.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, I don't need this. I want my own house. I want to make my own rules and do my own thing. And apparently, I'm sure somebody stepped in him like, just calm your shit
Yeah.
down.
No,
He's
but
lazy.
Will Smith said, I don't own my kids. So he was okay with the emancipation, but he was like, but make sure you earn your own money. So here's a movie. So what they did was they hired a down on their luck director, M. Night Shyamalan, which I'm going to say wrong.
Shyamalan?
Yeah, Shyamalan.
Gesundheit.
Israel is still
Ding-dong.
listening.
Racist.
So there's nothing about Israel in that
I'm just
sentence
saying
at
that
all.
there was a Shamalama and I wasn't sure.
No. So,
Different.
Okay.
so
Whatever.
I just like they took a down on his luck director, this M. Night, who has made like 4 good movies and then a bunch of crap, and he keeps
like good movie.
he keeps getting like the scuttlebutt of movie careers. So Will Smith,
That shit in the woods. That was random
What?
house in the woods.
Is that about shit in the bed?
M. Night? Shalamalam.
Does a bear shit the
M.
woods?
Night Shyamalan shipped to bed with that one.
Which movie are you talking about?
The Woods with
The Village?
Yes,
I
it was.
loved the Village.
I wanted to
loved
commit
that movie.
suicide in the back row of that theater.
I thought that was interesting, but interesting. I won't say I loved it, but I thought it was very interesting.
Signs?
So, anyways, love. Oh, I love that movie.
I didn't watch. I didn't even watch it.
Oh, I love. That's a good movie.
We are totally against you and M. Night
yeah.
Shyamalan.
But he has like 3 or 4
The
good movies.
Sixth Sense.
But his career ended at the Airbender.
Yes.
Like his career ended at the Airbender. The career ended.
Kill
it
everybody
stopped.
and yourself.
But so Will Smith hired this guy because he knew he was desperate for a hit. It's produced by Jada Pinkett, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett's brother or sister, and supposedly, allegedly, it was really directed by Will Smith.
And the soundtrack is by their daughter.
Right,
Willow.
right.
Willow.
But
She's
anyways,
shaking her
this
hair back
movie
and forth right now.
tanked and tanked hard. Its only hope is that Will Smith is a big draw internationally, and so is the son.
And what's it called?
I don't know. Other Earth, Another Earth.
Other Earth, yeah, it's
After
something.
Earth.
It looks ridiculous.
No,
I didn't even see
it doesn't
It
look
does to
that
me.
bad. Like
It
I
does to
almost
me.
wanted to see it until I like started reading all the stuff about like this is just a way to get his son on the international circuit. Like I like M. Night. Like he's made a couple bad movies and a couple good movies, but so has everyone else.
Sure.
Like there is no one that doesn't have a stinker, didn't shit the bed at least once. I'm gonna drink on that one because I like that
Shit
word.
the bed.
So, but then you're reading this and you're like, this is just to pimp out his kid.
Yeah.
And now,
That's
like
embarrassing.
the daughter Willow, they were trying to get the Annie reboot done with her, which is going to come up in a minute on entertainment.
You're
What about the
you're in entertainment now. You
oldest-
realize that.
No, but it's going to come up. There's another
What are
story.
we? Wait, what are we doing right now?
Entertainment. Right.
There's another story. that's
Unintentional racism.
But anyways, this movie
Don't they
tanked.
have an old? Doesn't Will have an older son
From
that
another
has
marriage.
kind of
He does.
escaped this?
Yes.
From
like,
another marriage, if I'm not mistaken. Right.
Yeah.
His first
But
marriage.
I kind of
Right.
feel like what are we trying to support like
Which
why
actually,
does everybody need to work? Like, why can't this kid go on auditions like everyone else? Like the Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson's daughter her name is Dakota. I want to say
Dakota Fanning?
Nope.
No, I got the name wrong. But anyway, she was just on a really cute show that was called Ben and Kate that was on
Oh my God,
CBS.
she was at Orbs.
And she was in the no, she really was.
Yeah,
She's
she
very
was
cute.
super adored.
She was in the
Fantastic.
Well,
She
shortening
was in the
words.
season finale of The
Often-
Office.
I abbreviate.
I got.
Yeah. But here's someone that you don't know is unless you really follow what her name is, and you look at her and you're like, oh my
Oh, I
God,
can see
that's
it.
Do you know-
Tippi Hedren, Melanie Griffith, this
Sure.
girl.
This
Like
girl,
they look
right.
So
exactly like.
Emily Owens, MD, which was a little show that Kelly loved, is Meryl Streep's
Streep's
daughter.
daughter, yeah.
And and Kelly and I thought the show was cute.
You
I
ready to
didn't really
hate
get
me?
in.
I've seen her on Broadway twice.
You her daughter?
Yes, she's
Oh.
phenomenal.
She
She was
was
in
gr-
Les Liaisons Dangereuses.
She was really good in that show. She also was in another show, like some other
She's
like
in Smash. She's the daughter on Smash. She's
Yes,
she's
you're
Angelica
right.
Houston's
Yeah,
daughter on Smash.
you're right,
Oh,
you're
and
right.
Gruber.
But
her
anyway,
name is something Gruber.
But she's working hard for her.
And she doesn't use the last
No.
name. She uses her
Money?
father's last
Is she working
name.
hard
She's
for her
working
money?
hard for her career,
Money.
Right.
also money.
But that's what
Better
I'm saying.
treat
Like,
her right.
go the anti-nepotism
right.
route. Like,
Right.
like I know
Better treat her right.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
I was just gonna say her. Yeah.
She uses her.
You
she
said though,
uses
that
her
she
real last
busted
name.
her ass.
Oh,
right?
she's fantastic.
Yeah.
The Help.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in The Help. She's. I mean, her.
And
Well,
didn't you say
wasn't
that
she
she
in The
had-
Ring?
that she
No,
worked
the-
No,
for
she's
years
in the
and years
village.
and years and years.
She's fantastic in the
Oh.
village.
Yep.
She's in Lady in the Water. Like she has got a
And
very
I remember you
interesting
said that
career.
before she won her award.
She hasn't won anything.
Just kidding. Before she was
hasn't won
nominated.
anything.
Never nominated.
Perfect.
I thought she
that
was.
she just
I'm
worked
with
really
Katie. I thought
hard.
she was.
Right?
She has, yeah.
Okay.
And she doesn't play
I
the
thought she was
nepotism
too,
thing.
though.
Okay, so I don't know where we're at now, but
Well,
there it
and the
is.
same thing with Jim Carrey's daughter, from my understanding. I mean, Jim Carrey's
Right, and there's-
daughter, it's all about you need to go.
And Jamie Lee Curtis,
out
I
on
mean,
your
she made her
auditions.
start in Scream. She became a Scream Queen, which was just a weird coincidence. That Psycho's daughter became, not Psycho's daughter, but victim of Psycho, became the Scream Queen. But most people didn't know because she chose the last name Curtis.
That was her daughter?
Janet
that was her
Leigh.
mom?
Yeah, because Janet
Janet
Leigh
Leigh was
Yeah.
her mom?
Jamie
Yeah.
Lee
Jamie
Curtis,
Lee
Janet
Curtis.
Lee Curtis. Like that's
Yeah.
all their last name. She used everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you watch Halloween 4.4
1700 yes,
something,
question.
I have a question for the board. Now, I'm going back to the
her
panel.
mom's in it.
Hi, Clayton McKee, host number one.
Long time listener, first time
caller. Now, recently though, I'm going back to this Will Smith thing because you're talking about him pimping the kid and out and doing this. So they were on, Graham Norton whatever the hell in on the BBC.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they were on that with him, and then Will Smith. And then all of a sudden walks out is Alfonso Ribeiro from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they do the Carlton dance.
Oh, and it
stop
was very
it.
entertaining.
Right.
But, yeah.
No, but my question
That's
is
awesome.
So my question is was that part of the tour to get the kid on the international circuit?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
I guess
because,
what I'm
because The
asking.
Karate Kid did very well domestically. It really did do really good box office domestically. But internationally, that thing was a fucking hit. It made like over $300 million internationally.
gee, really?
Yeah. So Will Smith
Okay.
doesn't have to worry that this movie just tanked and bombed.
Got it.
He's going to sell his kid to Japan. Sure.
Okay.
Like, he's going to go over and ship
And
the
they're
bed over
going
there.
to ship the bed.
Ship the bed over there.
And M. Night has a pretty good international career because I think even The Airbender did well enough to win the money back. And I didn't go see that. And
Suicide.
M. Night's on my list of like I'll go see him, but ugh.
I don't
Anyways.
like M. Night Shyamalan. Not a fan. But
But you
that
got to
movie-
admit, The Sixth Sense is one of the best
Sixth
movies
Sense is fantastic.
ever. It plays by all the
one
right
of the
rules
best-
and never cheats.
It is the best.
It never cheats.
I still could watch that now. I've
Yeah.
seen it 18 times, and I would get the chills and be like, "Oh!"
And I feel the
my
same
God,
way
at
about
the right
Signs.
part.
I think Signs, it
I
follows
was
all
not
its
as
rules.
into Signs.
Oh, I love that.
I think I'm gonna have to buckle down and actually watch Sixth Sense again. I actually saw
Oh my God.
I saw it in the theater. All I remember is that blue-headed bitch that was singing. That's all I got out of that.
No, that's
wait,
the Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. Sixth Sense.
Thank you. I'm like, who had
Wait a
blue
minute.
hair?
Bruce Willis.
So I'm still wrong.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce
right.
Willis in The Sixth Sense.
This
and
is the I
Jaylee,
see dead people.
Joel
never saw it.
Haley
Haley-
Osment.
Never saw
Haley
it.
Joel.
Okay. Never saw
Haley
it.
Joel.
And we have to say this because anytime I can say the name out loud, Toni Collette knocks it out of the park.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
As
love her.
She always
Loved
does.
her in that-
United States of Terror.
So good.
So
good.
Brilliant. Okay, now this was someone's recommendation, and I'm not sure who.
I hope it
Any
wasn't
Day
me.
Now. I think it was you.
Oh, shit.
Any Day Now. It was from a gay film festival about a gay couple trying to adopt a special needs child.
Maybe
It sounds like Marnie.
It sounds like we
I mean,
But
no,
I
wait,
felt
wait,
like-
unintentional
I
racist.
felt like it was because I was
adopted.
wrote it down on my list here.
Listen, if I talked about it, I just found it somewhere in passing.
read it? Yeah, 'cause
I
I
don't.
No, it was at a film festival here, and I wanted to say you were either trying to see it or you saw it, and you're trying to get us to see it, or you
I
couldn't
do remember
get
talking
in.
about a
How
film
long
festival,
ago might
but
that
I
have
didn't.
been?
I didn't see it.
So it's Alan Cummings. It's Daramount, the guy from what the hell is the name of
I
that
am
show?
the one that talked about that.
Yes. What's the guy's? He's so
but
good.
I didn't see it. I just read about it.
So good on Raising Hope. The father on Raising Hope.
Oh,
and remember I
yeah,
told you a couple of months ago that there was a movie that he's in that he played a bad guy and I couldn't even watch him anymore because
He's
I
a
love him.
Cassidy.
He was
It's
so bad.
Cassidy. Nope, the other one.
It's
It's
Dillamount. Maybe I'm making that
Let me
up.
look him up.
Are you talking about the
You're trying to
son
think
or
of
the
his
dad?
real.
No, the dad. The dad.
You want his real name?
We have
Yes.
17 ways to
Dad
gain
is,
information here.
David Cassidy, David,
No.
whatever.
You're completely wrong.
I don't think.
But anyways, but it's Alan Cummings.
Come on, cut him.
All right, we have to go to the internet now. But anyways, this movie's called
Katie's
Any
on
Day
it.
Now. It is Alan Cummings it's a vaguely true story.
Dillahunt. Garrett Dillahunt.
I am sorry, Dillahunt. I'm sorry I did that wrong. He is just a revelation in this movie.
Oh,
But
he was in No Country for Old Men, Looper, Last House on the Left,
yeah.
Road.
Last House on the Left is a movie that I couldn't watch because I couldn't see him playing a bad guy anymore because I love him so much on Raising Hope. He's so sweet. But Alan Cumming, Garrett Dillahunt, Francis Fisher, Greg Henry, I mean, the list of stars in this movie is just phenomenal. And it's a true story from the 70s of a transvestite, I think we have to say. They went back and forth whether in real life he was a transvestite or a drag queen. They
Tell me the
wanted
name
to
again.
adopt Any Day Now. They wanted to adopt a special needs child, and he has a hookup with someone who's a lawyer. And this is the part where I think they played fast and loose with it. I'm not sure if the partner was really part of the real life story that Garrett Dillahunt plays. It was so good, so effective. Just a beautiful movie about the beginnings of gay adoption, a special needs child of a drug addict mother, and the kid is just so lost, and the big heart of Alan Cumming.
I just added it to my Amazon watch list.
Absolutely. It was just so beautifully done. What a great movie. What a great message and a great hope. And Alan Cumming just keeps on him.
He's amazing.
Just keeps on Garrett Dillahunt. Like, you have to be, like, you want to fight for change. This is the change you're fighting for. And it's a tough tough movie. It is heartbreaking.
It's called
a
Any Day Now?
Any Day Now. Do not expect to come out of this without Kleenex, and it's a tough movie to watch.
Can I just really briefly,
Yeah.
it sort of goes along with entertainment. I was listening to a really great NPR interview yesterday about...
Oh, you're the one.
A girl.
I like my NPR.
I love
do
it.
too.
About a woman, her name's Alyssa Abbott. She wrote a memoir of growing up with her father, Steve Abbott, who was a poet. The memoir is called Fairyland, and it sort of reminds me, it's interesting. Her parents got together, had a baby. While the mom was still pregnant, the dad comes out as gay. They're living in Atlanta. The mom gets in a car accident and dies. The baby is born. She was born. The mom dies in a car accident tragically when the baby's like 2. And the dad goes, "Oh my God, now I'm
got a
like
daughter.
free to live my gay life. For free, but I have my daughter and we're so attached." And he moves her to the Castro in San Francisco in 1970. And
Wow.
it's a really, really interesting article. I can't wait. It's my summer read when I go out of town in a couple weeks.
That sounds good.
It's called Fairyland. And anyway, I was like totally hooked. Like I drove into my driveway, one of those like interviews, and you turn off the car and you just sit. And you keep listening because I didn't want it to end.
So this is a read, not a listen, not a movie.
This is a for sure read.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there might be an audiobook to help
Maybe
you in.
an
Good,
audiobook.
because I don't read.
Good. Yep. I'm sure that there's an audiobook, but it is
Scratch out
anyway,
movie on my list, but audiobook.
But it made me think, as we were talking about gay adoption and the whole thing, it was this whole, it sounds incredible. And she talks about how all of these, and he lived with roommates in the Haight and then in the Castro, and
She saw so much.
she
had
saw
to.
so much, and
a
he was
witness
a
to so much
poet, and
history,
now
yeah.
she's an artist, and he ended up dying, which she talks about openly. It's no like big sucker in the book, but he died of AIDS when she was like 22, and it just sounds so amazing.
does.
Now how these like gay men, all these roommates and all these friends, they loved her because she was this cute like little girl that was in their lives, but they also were terrified of her because she represented like responsibility,
Right, the
and
life that they were trying to rebel against.
be away from.
Yeah.
It's just
By any chance, in the interview that you heard, was she actually in the candlelight vigil for Harvey Milk by any odd chance?
I didn't hear that. I'm not sure. At
that age, I just wondered because the
very
entire
clear.
world walked for the for
But
that
her
vigil.
dad was a big time activist,
Okay.
so I wouldn't be
That
surprised.
wouldn't be surprised either.
Oh, I'm curious to read that.
Yeah,
that's-
Fairyland by Alyssa Abbott. Anyway,
Write
very
that
very cool.
down, Alyssa.
So-
This is who I thought it was. The Patrick
Patrick
Cassidy.
They look very
looks-
similar. I gotcha. Very
yeah,
similar.
that's who I thought. The Dillahunt.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I
I-
was
I-
like, it's cast. No, I thought
I
the
see
whole
that-
time that's what it was.
So I went to see my movie choice for this week was I saw a bunch of really mediocre movies except for that Any Day Now. And at the end of it when you watch it, my personal song is Jesus. I Shall Be Released. It's a Bob Dylan song that Bette Midler covered magically in like 1972 or 73 on her
Write
first
that
album.
down.
Oh my God. Well, if you've been to my show,
the
you know
note.
that was the signature piece of my drag show.
I probably own it. I just have to.
It's a gorgeous song, and that's what the title "Any Day Now" comes from, is because she keeps repeating not she. He actually, Alan Cumming actually sings it in the show, not Bette Midler. But at the end of the song is just "Any day now, I shall be released, any day now," and you hear the story of how the story ends while Alan Cumming is just singing "I shall be released."
Oh, don't even! I feel like I'm gonna cry now.
Oh, my nipples are hard. So I went and saw
They're
Now
a little
You
lower
See
than
Me.
what you just grabbed.
The best I can say is this is a rental movie. Like
Wait, which?
Now You See Me.
Oh.
The only thing I can say about it is the kid from it, Jesse Eisenberg, who I'm a big fan of,
Oh, yeah,
from
you
The
love
Squid
him.
and the Whale. This was the only time I thought he didn't have a mental disorder. This is the only time I didn't think he didn't have Asperger's.
Maybe not good because
Yeah.
you like his other thing.
Yeah, so he was really good in this. Bruno Mars lost his mom
that
unexpectedly
was
the other
very
day.
sad.
Really sad.
Tour dates are up in the air. It was very unexpected. I want to say it was an aneurysm.
Brain aneurysm. She was 53.
Yeah.
Very,
It's
very
so
young,
awful.
so awful.
Yeah.
And he just gets cuter by the minute.
He does.
Real cutie patootie.
Okay, here's
Part Filipino.
I can't
Okay.
figure out how to can't figure out how to end this.
Yeah.
Hannibal has been renewed. It was official. Doug Wilkie tormented me at dinner. I think it was to get more of the appetizer because he knew I'd be depressed and wouldn't eat. But he told me it was canceled. But Hannibal has been renewed. And remember, I kept telling you about the European production costs.
You love
that this
it.
is some European production. It's some new way to do television that they're They're triumphing. It's a cheap way to go. They're filming in Ontario. I want to go there in
Wait, do
July.
we know about Bates though? Have you already talked about that?
Yeah, they got renewed second episode because they were after Duck fucking Dynasty. I keep talking about that Duck
Duck
Dynasty.
fucking Duck Dynasty.
But Hannibal was finally renewed, and Brian Fuller, who did...
Can I pause you just one tiny second? Bisbee City Council approves civil union's proposal.
Bisbee!
That was up from, I just got that from ArizonaCentral.com.
Wow. I know we have not used shit the bed enough, but I'm coming up to it. So Hannibal was renewed, and Brian Fuller
You shipped the bed as soon as you heard about Hannibal.
Shit the bed.
So convenient.
What was the show that we were talking about where he touches people and they come back to life? The Pie Maker that we talked about. We all liked.
Pushing Daisies.
Pushing Daisies. Brian Fuller. This is him.
Patootie.
And he said he never doubted it because he knew that this show is too cheap to pass up. Remember I told you he was giving interviews about season 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was so confident that someone would pick the show up because it's so on the cheap. So, and it's gorgeous. I haven't watched it yet.
This
show is so visually stunning and it's so disturbing. It's so violent, but it's so good. Anyways.
So beautiful and visually stunning and violent.
The reason I will never leave my house again, and this is brought to you by SamsungTV.com. But I guess you can get it other ways, but I found it on a Samsung TV, which I don't own. DigitalTheater.com. They have an app. You can watch it on your computer. It is the Royal Shakespeare Company, and everything from the West End is available at DigitalTheater.com. And they have the new production of Into the Woods, and it was everything.
Into the Woods.
Oh, Into the Woods. And Home Before Dark. Oh my God. So it's on there.
DigitalTheater.com.
DigitalTheater.com. You can get the new London production of Into the Woods. It was £10 British sterling.
Stop it. $20, right?
$20.
How much more do you have? Because I want to make a drink before we go to sports.
Go ahead. Okay, so that's available.
another 3 days.
If you never see me again, it's because Into the Woods. Listeners, however you self-identify, viewers, Into the Woods, I think it's like ragtime. It should be studied. It is one of the best musicals ever. It's coming locally. Somebody's putting it on locally. It's so fucking good. But anyways, British Theater, Into the Woods. You can rent it for $3.99 British sterling, but a few pounds British sterling will do nicely. Thank you. Anyways. Let's see how we'll finish this off. Family Tree on HBO. Christopher Guest. Fans of
Can't wait.
Show.
I haven't watched it yet, but I am a big Christopher Guest fan.
Okay, whatever you're doing, kick your mom out,
By the
charge
way,
him more rent.
Who is Christopher Guest married to?
Annette. Oh, she's one of my favorites. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah, to bring it back. Yeah.
Stop it. I didn't know that.
Yes.
When you were like Annette, I'm thinking, no.
Because one of my favorite,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Annette O'Toole is one of my favorite actresses, and she's got a famous director husband as well. But Jamie Lee
Peter?
Curtis. I can't think of it.
O'Toole?
Peter O'Toole, no. Oh my God, Family Tree on HBO is... They are killing it. If you are not watching this,
oh my
stop
God,
what
I need
you're
to.
doing.
Okay.
It is Christopher Guest. It is Waiting for Guffman.
God,
A
it's
Mighty
good.
Wind.
And they have a lot of those same characters. Now, is Parker Posey involved? Because I love her. Is Catherine O'Hara involved?
Not yet. They're not yet, but they're introduced. Bob Balaban is in it, and he's so funny. So funny.
Who's the
Michael McKean, Lenny of Lenny and Squiggy?
Yeah,
is
I mean,
in
I
it.
know all the guys that are in it. I haven't seen a lot of the women. Who's the woman that plays Stifler's mom? And she's so much better than just
Jennifer
that,
Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yes, and she's
She was
fantastic.
also
I fucking love when
in,
Jane Lynch and Jennifer Coolidge are the dog owners. I'm obsessed.
She was
shithole.
she was the manicurist in
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hysterical.
of all the crazy shit that's going on, and it's all funny, it's a guy. It's a British man who went to live with his mother in Ireland and developed an Irish accent. And it's the guy from Bridesmaids.
Who's the guy?
yeah.
What's the guy's name who goes, I got you a toothbrush and it has a book of instructions?
Yeah,
Who's that guy?
he's one of the producers, and he's one of the regulars from all those movies too.
Oh, he's so good.
But his sister.
Oh, he was the announcer in Best of Show. What you didn't know about
Fred
those
Willard.
dogs.
Fred
Willard, funny.
So the main character who went to live in Ireland with his mom, and that's why he has an Irish accent and no one else does. His sister has a puppet.
Yes.
And
Come on.
She's a ventriloquist with a talking monkey who says, well, I think in a children's show we should talk about whether or not your father's gay. Because of his haircut? Probably because of his haircut. And the monkey has a sister, and the monkey's in every scene, and the monkey looks at people and goes, oh my God. Well, you're just a fucking cunt, aren't you? And
See you next Tuesday.
The monkey on this show, and I'm sure it's on YouTube. Somebody has got to have put it on YouTube by now. But Family Tree, the monkey puppet, when they're trying to audition for a 5-year-old,
I'm gonna write that down.
5-year-old's birthday party is just. It's unreal. I watched like 3 episodes the other night and I almost killed myself.
Can I do a really super quick rewind to digitaltheater.com? And also, one of the things that's premiering on their homepage is Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes,
which
all Shakespeare all the time.
love.
Henry V is on there.
Do you know who's in this? Catherine Tate, who's the redheaded new manager from The Office.
Yes.
Who's fucking hysterical.
Hysterical. Oh, seriously, I will never leave my house again. It's the Royal Shakespeare Company.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's the old Vic. It's everybody on this station, and it just came up because somebody was bashing on Andrew Lloyd Webber, which I will always jump on that wagon and bash with you. So I was.
No,
You
I
and Aaron
have
can
a
bash
best
together.
of CD,
Yeah, I do
and
too.
I really love.
No, he's got like 3 great songs, but all his
Tell
shows
me
suck.
on a Sunday.
And the only other good song he really has that I can really get behind is from Tell It on a Sunday, and it's an unexpected song. Do you have that?
No, I don't think that I do. But that
Love
Tell Me
Changes
on a
Everything is
Sunday
one of my favorites.
makes me cry every single
Yeah.
time.
But there's a song in there called Unexpected Song. Okay. Arrested Development. I just have to give you a couple
Okay,
things.
don't give
before
away
you
too
get-
much.
I won't give away too much. I got a couple things.
Before you get on to Arrested Development, curious about something on Showtime. Aaron's brother has been talking about it and saying that we have to watch it, and it's with William H. Macy.
Oh, yeah. What's that
He
show
said
called?
it's phenomenal.
It's called.
No, it's on Showtime.
Showtime.
Well,
can't think of it. I can't think
Google
of it.
William H. Macy. Yes.
Okay.
It's a good show.
You've watched
It's
it?
not one of my favorites, but it is a good show.
Okay.
I can't think of it. And it's the girl from, speaking of Andrew Lloyd Webber, it's the girl that starred in Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
Is the daughter.
Yes. He was just talking about that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you enjoyed the show.
It's not my favorite, but it's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. They're all dirty. Okay, so she's gone. Arrested Development. I finally made it through the season. They hit their stride. I wrote down episodes 8 and 9. They hit their stride and just lose their fucking minds. Okay. And there are so many jokes that they put together in the first 6 episodes that start paying off. Tobias, who everyone thinks is gay.
Shameless?
Shameless. It is called Shameless.
Shameless. Thank you.
Write that down.
Tobias, who everyone thinks is gay, there's a little dance move that he does in the beginning that's in every episode, and then he decides he's going to make a new start, and so he puts it on his license plate, and it's ANUSTART. And you go along and you see his car with a new start, and then his mother-in-law calls him an anus tart, and Ron Howard says, and she never even saw the license plate. It was unfucking believable.
Reminds me of a story. Go ahead.
Then there's this Tobias's wife is what's Ellen's wife's name? Portia de Rossi, who's Lindsay on there. Lindsay's episode it's Lindsay's episode number 2. And they have to get you through time. Like, they have to catch you up through 7 years. So they give you all these cultural references.
I can't wait.
Somebody's watching Project Runway, so you get the hot mess to make sure that you're in the right year. And then, to get you to know that you're in 2012, they have a what's the pizza guy's name that ran for president? The Godfather pizza guy.
The black guy from God.
Herman Cain.
Herman Cain.
They have a Herman Cain character on there that Lindsay accidentally sleeps with, and she's accidentally a paid prostitute that her daughter is pimping out, but no one knows. So it all falls apart, and pictures of her as the prostitute.
Is Maybe on the show?
Oh, Maybe's hysterical. Maybe's episode is phenomenal. So they go, and so the little short, because Portia de Rossi is very tall. Mm-hmm. So this little troll that is Herman Cain's parole officer, what's it called? Campaign manager, runs up to her, and he's got this stutter that they've been slowly leaking this stutter for like 9 episodes. But you're like, why does this guy have a stutter? When will it ever pay off? And I didn't catch it. It took me 3 times to catch the joke. So he walks up to her and he goes, "Oh my God, we have a problem. There's something that's got to be taken care of. Somebody's got to go up there and they have to take, cunt. And she's like, troll, giant troll."
Yes.
That's very Will and Grace.
Oh, it was
Shrimp.
queer. It was one of the best payoffs of like an 8-episode joke. Cunt,
Shrimp,
troll,
queer.
giant troll. And I honestly missed the whole thing because I was just sitting there like trying to take, because they're getting all these things swirling.
Oh,
It
they're
was
so
out of
fucking
nowhere.
smart.
And
I've
then
been-
later he comes up, he goes, I'm really sorry about the giant comment. And he walks away and I'm like, what giant comment? So I had to keep rewinding. I'm like, when did he say giant? And then they get the cunt, troll, giant troll. Fucking lost it.
I would like to have seen you when you finally realized it.
Oh my god.
Because it sounds so rapid fire.
It
Well,
was.
everything in the show
and they
is.
they don't slow down for any joke.
No.
And when she goes anus tart, and he never even saw her license plate. I mean, and I told you about the episode where they show the flashbacks of like George Michael being arrested and Boy George being arrested. Now they come back to us. Well, at least it was consensual. I mean, there is no break.
There's no, and I love that. You know what? And I know we talked about this last week. I have gone back because I've watched all of them. It's been a long time, and I don't know that I had watched them in order. So when I got home last week, I went to go log on to Netflix, and I was all excited. And then I start looking, and I'm like, God, I don't remember that sequence. Oh, I know that this happened, but I don't remember it happening before that. So I started from square one.
Have to. If you're not, because I watch it like every couple of months. I have to watch the entire 53
And
episodes.
I haven't seen it since Nantucket Days, and I was fucked up then. We all know that.
They
We've
will
heard
kill you
that.
because season 3 with Mr. F, like they bring all
Yeah.
that back. Tommy Toon shows up as Liza Minnelli's brother. It's fucking
And so
nuts.
Kelly kept saying to me this whole time, we were in San Francisco, and I'm watching it or on the plane or whatever, and she's like, the new episodes, and I'm like, no, shush.
We'll get there.
I gotta
We'll
get there. Yeah,
We'll get there.
I'm taking my time.
Okay, so
and
how
I'm enjoying every minute.
How
of it.
we'll get this from being the Al show to all of you is the Cheerios commercial, which I can't believe didn't come up in news.
I purposely avoided it.
had it in
Only
my
because I figured
head.
somebody else was going to bring it
So
up.
the Cheerios commercial came up, and this is my answer. This is what I said it was going to come up later in entertainment. That little girl is who should be, if she can hold a tune, or I'll sing it for her and they can just dub my voice in. She should be the new
Obviously.
Annie. She's, I mean, that is the cutest fucking orphan I've ever seen. Because clearly she wasn't born from those two people because they're mixed races. Racism. Anyways. So Cheerios had to shut down. They put it, they did like everybody does, like shit the bed, all those places.
Right.
Oh, and Family Tree, when they find out that the great aunt was a lesbian, I have to tell you where shit the bed comes from. They go
thought it
and
was
meet the great aunt.
Kmart.
No. But where I got shit the bed from this
okay.
week. So they
Ship.
go and meet the great aunt's best friend who was left in the will, and as she's talking, you realize that it's her lesbian lover, but the main character that's searching for his genealogy, the best friend doesn't understand, and he thinks it was just two hot women that live together. They must be fucking all the time. So the whole time she's telling the story about her great love affair, he's talking about how much dick they must have been getting and how much men they must have been getting. And then she hands the son, like, here's a couple things that I think Victoria would have wanted you to have. Hands them the boxing gloves, and he holds them. He goes, and this is his jock strap, and he holds it with... He hands out the boxing glove and puts the jock strap in there. And then she goes, and this was her shot put, and she shot put so well that they had to disqualify her because no one else could shot put like her. And he goes, she's like, I love the damn thing, but I can't lift it. So the guy that hasn't paid attention to a word that's been said goes up and he goes, well, honey, I'll get it. And he goes to lift it up, and it's so heavy it drives him into the ground. And he slams his head against the bookshelf. And he goes, whoa, I just shit the bed on that one.
You know what? He's laughing so hard. I expected this to be $4.95.
So that's
the menu.
And I had to watch it like 17 times because you can't see his face anymore. He's knocked unconscious with the shot put on the ground. He's like, shit the bed on that one. So the Cheerios commercial.
I love it.
It doesn't even matter.
I love that. That's happening.
I'm just, but the Cheerios commercial. So the Cheerios commercial comes out. They put it on YouTube like they do with everything else. And the comments were so racist.
They had to shut down the
so
chat.
horrible.
I heard
Fuck you, America.
So wait, so people reposted it. So people reposted it not because it's so cute we want to see it, because they wanted the racist comments to continue. So now just don't go to the Cheerios. Just go to anybody else who posted it and just watch
Honest to God, fuck
racism
it. Go
unfold.
fuck yourself, America. And it makes me, when I saw that come out on the news, I was outraged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm telling Kelly? Like, oh my God, oh my
I
God,
knew
oh
I
my
could
God,
turn
oh my
this
God, oh
over
my
to y'all
God.
while I pee.
And I was so furious because it's all of these same people that are like, we're not racist. Obama's just a dick. No, you are fucking racist. You are racist. We're not. I don't care that the president's black. I just hate everything else about him. It has nothing to do with that. He has.
I thought it was an adorable commercial.
It was cute.
When he wakes up with Cheerios all over him because they'll help his heart, I thought that was adorable.
It is so cute and so loving. And how can you find something hateful and horrible about that? Not to mention, little mixed race kids are fucking beautiful.
Absolutely.
So there's that.
It's a beautiful. It's a skin color that we often pay for.
Yes.
Sometimes. I mean, I'm not there now, but I mean, I have been.
I said to Kelly I wanted a black donor, and she was against it only because she wanted this child to also have some resemblance of her, whatever else. Sure. But I
brush that off.
Well, you're paying for her, so whatever you want.
All right.
Whatevs.
Yeah, but I
order your kid.
Yes, but I was horrified.
Yeah,
and I don't know, and again, I took it to that weird political place because that's what's been prevalent in everyone lately, but. It just goes to prove America's racist.
Still, there's people in white hats everywhere.
Oh, and horribly and disgustingly about a little kid and a beautiful family and a cute little story about fucking Cheerios.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah, I heard there was some horrible comment something made about how he was clearly the stepfather, and he wouldn't be around very long because he was black. And that's bullshit. I mean, there were horrible things made.
They said that
I didn't read any of the comments.
They said
I just heard on the news.
The comments were positive. That the majority of the comments were positive, but that the racist ones were so horrible they had to shut the whole thing down.
It's ridiculous.
Like while outnumbered, they were so bad. And this is the cutest little girl in the world.
So beautiful.
Adorable.
And now the thing that I heard today, I think because I have NPR in my house, playing in the bathroom all the time. I go room to room and there's theater in one room, there's music in one room, there's NPR, and I live alone. But anyways,
somewhere there's an overture.
On NPR, they were saying, like, first off, why does Cheerio, like Kmart may need to get their name out and get them known that you can still shop at Kmart. Doors are still open.
Kate Jackson has left, or Jacqueline Smith.
Hey, we're funny and come back to us. We're relevant.
And it went viral and did the right thing. But Cheerios, is anybody really? Is there a child under 3 that's not being fed Cheerios as their snack? It was walked around in a baggie.
It was like the first solid food we gave Palmer.
Right. So I need to find the person that was like, oh, these are called Cheerios.
Yeah.
Well, shit the bed. I never heard of those. So someone was saying that Cheerios knows, like, they don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising. So put something that pushes the envelope out there, go viral, and now there's going to be this big wave to support Cheerios because they did the right thing. And then the guy on NPR couldn't remember, and I couldn't either. But he said last Christmas there was a 2 gay dads video commercial.
I don't remember that.
But I can't remember if it was for JCPenney. I couldn't remember.
JCPenney, I think it was.
Penny's did,
and they did moms and dads.
But it was Father's Day and Mother's Day.
Yes. Exactly. Yep.
Yes.
But then they followed it up at Christmas, and they tried to get a backlash going. And I remember the American family values or American whatever
horse shit.
Whatever. Put 3 words together that sound nice, but they're really terrorists. But so they were saying that one died already. That they can't. They thought we were going backwards. Like, shouldn't an interracial couple have been like 20 years ago that we had this argument and settled it?
Right, totally.
Well, and actually, if the Cheerios ad did nothing else, I mean, sure, they were trying to stir their own weird controversy, which is sad that they knew that might happen. But but it's a good mirror. It's a good mirror to hold up for people that think, oh, we're beyond
that. Right? It's no longer there.
It's a good mirror to hold up to say we're not actually. We have a lot of work to do.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that one. That.
As far as entertainment.
Oh,
just to throw this out, because sex can be entertaining.
If done correctly.
So I'm just gonna I apologize, head down the whole time, kind of on the iPad, but as far as that HPV thing, just kind of looking that up.
Okay,
you got a short amount of time.
I do. People can also lower their chances of getting HPV by being in a faithful relationship with one partner, limiting their number of sex partners, and choosing a partner who has had few prior sex partners. But even those with only one lifetime sex partner can get HPV.
Yep.
And it may not be possible to determine if a person who has been sexually active in the past is currently affected.
Right. See?
This whole thing is just
So it
like
can't be-
It could be this. It could be that. You could have this.
It could just be your
And-
genes from birth.
It
and
doesn't mean
every
you're a whore. That's
sexually
the important
active
thing.
person will get HPV at some time in their lives. It says.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the end of hour 2. Hour 3 coming up. Katie June's got some sports coming up. Also, Dr. Drew's Death Den. A little thoughtful vulgarity, and maybe some Would You Rather. We're not sure. Lots coming up. Hour 3 continues right here on Q Talk America. It's the show. Stay with us.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh, good evening. It's 9 o'clock. It's the beginning of hour 3, our final hour on a Tuesday night. It's the show with Clayton McKee. That's me. Thank you for being here. I'm in studio with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. That is our typical cast every Tuesday night. We're here from 7 to 10. Thank you for joining us. If you are in the chat room, please. Oh, Harrison's there. Missy Al. That's Al. Joe is there. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
That's right. We haven't laughed so hard since the Guy Fieri menu with Al. He was laughing so hard. If you're just joining us, you've missed a lot. 2 hours full of fun.
And if you don't have HBO, turn this off now and go find it.
It's the drinking game is also going on, and our drinking word is, our phrase is...
Shit the bed.
Shit the bed, Al. Oh, my heaven's sakes alive. If you do know of us already, thank you for continuing to support us. If you'd like to know more about it, pick up the latest issue of Ion AZ or Ion Arizona Magazine, ionaz.com, and check us out. Page 29 is a featured article in reference to us celebrating our 1-year anniversary of being on the air on Q Talk America. Whew, we come to you live each and every Tuesday.
A year now. We're like,
we're like what, 13, 14 months?
A year and a smidge.
But
Plus.
the article was just celebrating the fact that we've been on for a year, and every single Tuesday for a year.
That's awesome.
We're going to miss a couple Tuesdays this year, I've decided, but that's okay. Coming up in this hour, again, Dr. Drew's Death Den. We're going to have some thoughtful vulgarity, but right now it's going to be Katie June and something we like to call, well, I don't know, do we call it sports? What do you call it, Katie? Sports! Here we go!
The Phoenix Mercury sadly fell again in their second game to the Seattle Storm 75-72. NBA title matchup is set, but after the Miami Heat won the Eastern Conference champions, one of their players had something to say about it. Adrian Peterson might be okay with the gay player now. More gay support from the NFL and an Arizona sports update.
And that's sports. So take it away, Katie.
So the Phoenix Mercury lost their second game. We are super sad pants to the Seattle Storm.
They shit the bed.
75-72. And
Pants are sad.
did they ever? No Penny Taylor for the Mercury. Diana Taurasi only had 10 points. The Storm has no Sue Bird. Right? She's out for a knee injury. Lauren Jackson is rehabbing a hamstring injury from last year at home in Australia, so she's not even on the team. So what a really interesting thing to see from a longtime fan of the WNBA is how this new crop of players are becoming the stars, and all the headlines are now all of these new players. So I feel like there's a learning curve for me, someone who's followed these teams for a long time. I'm not seeing those same old names again, which is really kind of exciting. The bummer, though, is that even with another dunk that was waved off because of a charging foul by Griner, and a really super clutch 3-pointer at the very end of the game by Diana Taurasi, we lost to the Storm. And we didn't lose again to their big players, Tanisha Wright, Camille Little, and Shaniqua, maybe? Shakina Strickland.
She's white. Is she white?
She black?
Definitely not. Yeah,
That was not unintentional racism. Sorry.
Definitely not white.
Nope.
But anyhow, we did fall to the Storm. Really bummed out. We beat them a couple years ago in the WNBA championships to win. And Kelly and I also went to a game at the Seattle arena, and their fans are violent. Also,
Tyler will love that.
/ I was super wasted. So
And taunting.
So
and
wait a minute.
taunting.
end quote.
So they might not have been a violent. You just might have been afraid.
It's possible. I'm pretty sure I was yelling obscenities. But
Unintentional wasted.
it was unintentional. So here's another really interesting point that I think is really exciting from this game. Tina Thompson, who was most known for her time on the LA Sparks, is a 17-year veteran of the WNBA. Announced
Wow, that's a
last
long
week
career.
that this would be her last season in the WNBA. She scored 7 points in her final home opener. She's now with the Seattle Storm. She's 38 years old. She was the first overall pick in the inaugural WNBA draft in 1997, and she's currently the league's all-time leading scorer.
Okay, can I interrupt you for just a second?
Yeah.
The question would be in comparison.
Yeah.
Because I'm not familiar with this. Al, you guys are probably going to be much more, and my mom is already going to be knowing this. For an average, what is the average career of an NBA player?
NBA.
don't know.
Probably.
I mean, are we talking 20, 25?
I don't know
No.
25, but I mean,
15
if you
is
think
very
about it,
reasonable.
15 is reasonable, like to 35, 38 years old,
Because
maybe.
the reason
Depending
They're
on
done
when
by
they started.
they're done by 40.
Right, but depending on when they started, because now, as opposed to the back in the day,
You can you can get
your
recruited from high school. You can get recruited
Wow.
from high school.
as opposed
Wait a
to
minute,
college.
though. This is really interesting. This and this is answers.com, wiki answers. But how long is the average career of an NBA player? This says, as of the 2007-2008 season, have their career length 4.71 years, so 5 years.
Wow.
That's much.
well, no, average, and that would be
That's an
we're-
average,
We're
like
thinking
career
of
length?
long-term players.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're taking the high end
So,
of the average.
But what I'm
I'm thinking
thinking
like Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
Right,
I
and
guess.
Bird and-
well, and what's the
Michael
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan, thank you.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird,
LeBron.
exactly. Right. So what about
This says even here, as of 2013, the average career length of an NBA player is 6 years.
Wow.
I
And
would
so
think
that's
longer.
taking into account the LeBrons and the Michael Jordans
Right.
and
and
like
the people that drop off,
the
that
Schmuckatelli.
get injured in 6 months.
But I
1
was
year.
thinking of something that you even made a comment in regards to, was it, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, about the fact that the WNBA girls, they go overseas and they play twice as
They have
twice
2
as long.
seasons to every man's
Right,
season.
exactly. So she's done 17 years. My God, she's played her heart out.
She's played
Seriously.
her whole life.
Wow.
And what's really great about
Seriously, I
her
didn't
that,
think about it that,
that
way.
I love is she's this
It's funny
like,
that I remember that.
yeah, no, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
doing that. Yeah, is that she's this like big black woman and she's
Shit my
fucking
bed.
awesome. I mean, she's really you can't help but love her, and you love when you're playing against her. But her signature mark is that she's got big lips. She has black after all.
Whoa,
Intentional racism. And but she wears bright red lipstick in every single game.
I thought that was Cheryl Swoops.
Nope, it's Tina Thompson. So she's out there and in every game, and she's got the ponytail, and she's a badass basketball player in red lipstick. It's kind of
Nice,
cool.
nice.
Yeah, she's really awesome. Anyway, the NBA title matchup is also.
are you done with the WNBA? Because
I am.
I have one little sad note.
Oh.
Forbes, a division of Forbes, every year they do their 10 companies that won't be here next year, and they had the WNBA.
Oh,
Really?
No, I
One
don't
of
buy
the-
it.
because the commissioner that's been keeping them going
Yeah.
is leaving after this year. So it was really sad. I saw that, and they were saying all the reasons why, like attendance is down. So hopefully, because you said the attendance was good,
Attendance
for
was
opening.
great for Phoenix, and I disagree. I'll tell you why. The
So,
Seattle Storm is a team that a few years ago, a lot of the WNBA teams are kept alive by their NBA counterparts, and certainly is the case in Phoenix. We have a really super. Who's the Suns owner?
It's not Colangelo anymore.
Jesus, what's his
That's
name?
yeah.
Robert? No, fuck. Unreal that I can't think of his name.
No, and that's the problem. Like, because Colangelo was
Colangelo,
the
yeah,
first
that's-
thing that came to my mind.
too.
Okay, wait, hold
Guilty.
on. NBA.
Fun.
Wait, Suns owner. Anyway, it is true that the NBA team generally keeps the WNBA team alive. Robert Sarver. He's at every single Mercury game. He's a super, super, super supporter. He's really incredible. In Seattle, the teams, the Seattle, what are they? The Supersonics?
Supersonics.
They decided to drop their WNBA team, and there were about 4 or 5 women, like really affluent lesbian women, that got together and bought that fucking team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it is fan owned because they said
That's
we
the best way to
don't want to
go.
see this go away, and I think that the WNBA is trying so hard. I don't know. I don't see it going away. There have been these same rumors have come up every
They just made that list
year.
and I just looked at it because they said Martha Stewart was gonna die or something.
That's also not happening.
Are we putting her on the list?
No, but Martha Stewart's magazine was going under. Like they have 10 companies.
Is it weird that I
have-
also subscribe to her magazine, and so I'm refusing to believe that that's going to end?
But they had 10 companies that were going under, and one of the things that was the commissioner leaving was the big hit.
And
and I didn't realize that
David Stern,
they had lost that many
right?
teams.
He's the commissioner.
Yeah.
They have lost a lot of teams, but you know what? For the teams they've lost, they've also gained some new teams.
Yeah,
and so some other cities. And I think that there's enough hype around, for example, this year's WNBA draft was televised on ESPN.
One, not
El Ocho.
Yeah, I mean that's the great news though, is that's what they need to do is get the viewers. I mean, I don't have a dog in the race, so I just saw that and I was like, oh, that
you don't even like dogs,
sucks.
so of course you don't, right?
Weird reference
but
for
I
you,
appreciate your bringing it up, and I would hope to God that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's so important to
And
me
they were
and to
only
so
right,
many
like,
women.
They only got 3 out of 10 right last year, so
so
the odds are always in your favor.
Thank you. So the NBA title matchup is set. LeBron James and the Miami Heat will meet Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Mano Ginobili. Yep, that's his name. And
No.
the Spurs. It's like Mano Ginobili. Thank you.
Sure.
Is it European?
I was like, huh?
Ginobili.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Spurs.
Yes.
So according
And a
to
huge supporter of gay marriage.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. So according to my private sports analyst, my brother Matt June, thank you. He's a big basketball guy. Sports, yes. Basketball, big time. Like one time he thought he was going to get arrested because after
family tradition.
he feared it might happen.
I'm just keeping it real.
After the Suns lost to the Spurs in one of the playoff games, he actually called NBA Commissioner David Stern's number was floating around on the internet, and he called and threatened his life. Yeah, so that was.
Now, did LeBron? They won last year, right? He does have a title now.
LeBron does have a title, but my brother.
That's always the big argument. Is that
yes, because when he was with the Cavs, they lost to the Spurs.
And you'll know this because they talk about it all the time on Hot in Cleveland.
Oh, LeBron. They always talk about LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny, which makes me laugh, because I know Betty White has no idea what she's even saying in her lines, but she always talks about LeBron.
No, I think she might.
Well, here's
She's
the
been
deal.
around long enough to have followed basketball.
So I asked my brother, the consummate basketball fan, who's going to win, and he says, I think much to his chagrin, even he says the Heat will win. He thinks the Spurs coach Greg Popovich, who is kind of the modern day Phil Jackson, who Phil Jackson has 11 wins with the Bulls and with the Lakers. He's like everyone knows
That's
Phil Jackson.
who I saw. Phil Jackson is who I saw on the David Letterman show. When I saw David Letterman, they're like, tomorrow, Bette Midler. It was Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson,
We're
you're like,
who the
shit.
Fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
That's who I saw on David Letterman.
And so Phil
Nicole
Jackson, Phil Jackson he's a legend, a legendary coach. So my brother says that Greg Popovich, much like Phil Jackson, is kind of this coach that says, which the Mercury needs, quite frankly, this coach that says, here's why they're beating us. Like he's really good at identifying why the other team is beating them, and then they go out the very next game and they fucking address it, and they address it head on, and they win. So the Spurs are poised to do good things, but LeBron James, again, this is according to Matt June, so if I'm wrong, find him. LeBron James.
His phone number will be available on the internet very soon.
Yes, exactly.
Promote that around.
Courtesy of the president
Of the
and
NBA.
commissioner of
Thanks.
NBA.
Yeah, thank you. With Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, who actually apparently looks like Brittany Griner. They are unstoppable. He says there's just LeBron is. I said, is he like the Michael Jordan of today? He goes, he's better, Kate. He's better. I mean, he's like really.
And you hear that all the time, that once he got his title, that now there's just no stopping him. He's just going to ride this to retirement.
So that series has not begun yet, but we're looking forward to it. After the Miami Heat beat the Indiana Pacers, however, in the
That's David Letterman's
Eastern
team.
Conference Championship, we have a new sports star. His name is Roy Hibbert, and he's kind of a dick. He was actually charged. I love it. He was fined by the league.
He offended everybody. He was an equal opportunity.
He was fined by the league $75,000 after a press conference, which is the largest fine that's ever been given by the NBA. And we have a little clip.
Game 3 here, I really felt that I let Paul down in terms of having his back when LeBron was scoring in the post or getting to the paint because they stretched me out so much. No homo.
Okay, so two things there. First of all, apparently no homo is a thing that like rap stars do and like sports stars. Apparently it's a thing they do.
To just address that you're not a homo.
Yeah, so they say things like, because I got really stretched in the paint, no homo. Because I didn't actually get stretched in the paint. I didn't get and I'm pointing my butthole. I didn't get stretched in the butthole.
We're on camera.
So these are people that are afraid of puns.
They're
unintentional
right.
puns.
Terrified.
I'm
Yeah.
6'9" and I'm still afraid
Don't
of an
worry.
unintentional pun.
No
homo.
Right. So the second part.
60 days. I'm 60
and I didn't
days
even
away
know
from
that
no
that was a
homo.
thing. I
How
didn't
tall is
even.
RuPaul again? Let's see. Hang on, Sarah.
60 days from no
Carry
homo.
the one. It's metric. All
Yeah.
right.
The other thing that is embarrassing, and I actually didn't look up his age, and I could easily find it, but how the fuck old are you? Are you serious that you're going to say no homo and then spend the next like 10, 15 seconds like laughing about it? Like,
about it.
But in the beginning, he slipped in the N-word because he said, y'all.
No, motherfuckers is actually what he said. And
I heard.
Well, he may have said the N-word.
Yeah, because
in that clip, no.
He said, y'all N-word, don't even watch my games.
No, that was motherfuckers. And that was just after this part, which I did not play because it went on a little bit longer. But the press talked about choosing a top 10 players. And they said, why were you number 10
He's
or
number
something?
10, yeah.
And he's like, doing that whole thing. And he goes, you know what? Honestly, it's because y'all motherfuckers don't even watch the game. And then he laughs and he goes, I know I'm going to get fined for that. But what was really interesting is the NBA actually came out and specifically said that fine was not related to the motherfucker comment. The fine, $75,000, largest fine ever, was related specifically to the no homo comment, which is really interesting. I read a number of articles today about the fact that this shows by the NBA and also by a lot of sports writers and also by the backlash that he got after that comment, how much a lot of people are relating it back to Jason Collins. How much Jason Collins is coming out has changed attitudes, is changing, perceptions.
And Betty, who also goes by Buddy when he doesn't have the dress on. Sometimes Wilma, but he said that last summer that what is the commissioner of the NBA's name again?
David Stern.
David Stern was really strict last summer in going after people. He was going to be, and I don't know if he knew that there was somebody coming out, but he was very strict last summer. Remember, Buddy kept talking about as he goes by.
Yep.
Kept talking about how the NBA was like imposing the fines and was like they were going to shut that down first.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I wanted to just really quickly share that Roy Hibbert, of course, 2 days post that no homo comment, came out with the apology. Of course, I know, weird, and he did not mean anything negative by it, and blah.
And it really,
he went home and
you
shit the
can tell,
bed.
especially from hearing that, you can tell how instinctive it is to say a player's name no homo immediately, because it wasn't after the no paint. The not in the paint or whatever.
I thought it was not in the I thought it was not.
I thought it said not in the pink. And
I thought
kinda
it said
giggled
pink
too.
actually, but it was in the paint, and it just meant like on the floor, like they say. We're up
He
at the
said,
marks on the floor,
he
they
said
call
the
it the
name
paint.
and said no homo like it was just second nature to say.
Right, no, totally was.
And
He
it's
there was
not-
no humor.
this
There was
is-
no malice. It
This
was
is
just
like, and according to my brother, this is like a thing that people say.
Yeah.
now.
That's what I kept hearing on other media as I was listening from this past week. They kept saying that apparently it's just something that they say, and they equate it to my
Blah, blah,
bad.
blah, 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 no
like people
homo.
go like, oh, my bad. My bad. They equate it to that like it was the same. And I'm like,
Oh,
that's
I'm gonna
not
suck
the
his
same.
dick. No homo.
Yeah.
No, that actually is homo. Yeah, you're actually a homo.
Next caller.
yeah.
I'm gonna shit the bed.
It's like what you can say now. It's what you can say just to like tell everybody no.
Right.
So what was interesting, he actually tweeted Jason Collins after the apology went public, which was like totally half-hearted. He said, at Jason Collins 34, hey, can I get a follow? Would like to discuss some things with you.
No homo.
I know. Hashtag no homo.
I can
no
say it.
blowjobs.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, they were saying that Jason Collins, if he reached out, it was in private because it certainly was not.
No homo.
He didn't. It was no homo.
private.
Well, like as everything else should be in life, you can do that privately.
Yeah, you can just talk
but
to
you know
people.
what else? CBS, ESPN, a number of other outlets, like I said, really jumped on this and said what he did was inappropriate, and here's why. And this one of the guys on CBS said this essentially, this should not even be an issue. This is almost embarrassing that we are like,
we're giving it some time and some energy.
So anyway, so that happened. It was kind of an interesting thing that's going on. It talks about the culture shift of sports.
Right, yeah.
The other thing, actually, that will help us understand a little culture shift in sports is you'll remember we talked about last week, Adrian Peterson, what does he play? Long
running back.
Thank you. I was going to say like long punter. I don't think that's a thing. I'm still kind of new.
And a long snapper.
She just shit the bed. And I would just like to say on that note that you are not the hardcore lesbian I thought you were.
No.
Because if you don't even know sports references, we're going to a Subaru with sticker tape on it.
Yeah.
All right.
but listen, I'm trying. So anyway.
you're saying your mother is frigid.
So
which is nice.
Adrian Peterson, last week came out, the Minnesota Viking that was against gay marriage, but we all kind of agreed last week that he was not actually being a dick. He said, he reiterated Monday that having an openly gay teammate would not be a problem for him. And he did not feel like he needed to apologize for his comments last month that he's not with gay marriage because he was voicing his personal opinion, but it wouldn't bother him at all if he had a gay teammate. So again, just to kind of reiterate what we talked about last week, that he wasn't bashing.
So don't invite him to your wedding. It's
Exactly.
It's like everybody else.
He's like, look, I don't get gay
Oregon
marriage.
Baker.
Yeah.
Right. I don't get gay marriage. It's not my thing, but I don't dislike gay people. Be on my team. I'm going to support you. I'm going to be your teammate.
I always equate everything to cars somehow, some way.
Yeah.
It's like, coming from the Midwest, and I'm sure it's other places too, but I remember, like, I had uncles that were diehard Chevrolet people, and then there were other uncles that were diehard Ford people. And to me, it's almost like, well, I drive a Chevy, but okay, I know people who drive Fords. To me, it's the same fight. It's like, well, okay, fuck you, whatever. If you like that vehicle, to me, it's the same. It equates to that. It's like, I like what I like, and you like what you like. Yeah, whatever. I don't like what you like, but you can drive that truck.
Yes, I'm not into Fords, but whatever.
You ran out of gas. He's pushing you home.
I'm not going to buy I'm not going to buy a Ford, but
I'm not going to shit the bed for that.
No.
But you can come over. You can drive your Ford to my house.
Don't shit the bed in my house. Then come over.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not going to go shit your bed.
Some more gay support from the NFL, though, which we love to see, kind of this continuing movement of gay.
They hired Diana Ross for a halftime once. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And Madonna, and
And
Janet Jackson,
And Beyonce.
and Prince, yeah.
So Andrew Luck would have completely no problem with an openly gay teammate. He's the standout Indianapolis Colts quarterback. And recently when he was in...
good, too.
He really is.
He really is. And when he was in London with CNN's Jim Bolden, talking about a number of issues, he said, it's the 21st century, and I know that I would have absolutely no problem with it. I hope that no one would treat him any differently than a straight player. No special treatment. He's just another guy, another part of it. It's none of our business, the sexual preference of people, so I hope if someone is thinking about it, that if they do come out as gay, and are a professional football player, that it makes them happy, it makes their life easier, I think they should do it. Mm-hmm. So pretty cool. He's a young guy, cute guy, influential guy.
Yeah, and he came into a big job and got it done.
Yeah.
Now, would you say, completely tangentially on this one, that London or Toronto would get the NFL team first?
Toronto.
Yeah, because they're closer.
Mm-hmm.
But
right?
they're both pushing. They play a game
really
in London
pushing.
every year.
I think Toronto because more people could get there.
But is that an all-star
to be
game?
honest with you.
The London game? Is it?
No, they're trying, like every year. Somebody plays a game in London.
Listen,
there's a London game
there was
every
a
year.
Mexico. Wasn't there? There was maybe one time, maybe a couple times. I don't remember. But
yeah,
they went to Mexico City.
But the Bills play a home.
I kind of remember hearing that.
The Bills play a home game in Toronto, and everyone says that the Bills are going to be the team that gets there.
Well,
I think they're going to come from.
You can totally get to Toronto
easily.
So it's easier.
It's like connected, right? It's connected to where the NFL is played.
But if you're going to call yourself World Championship,
right?
World Champions, don't we need to get another country involved?
God, did we discuss this last week? Because I was thinking about this during the last week.
True.
I'm like, what the fuck are the World Champions? I was kind of getting pissed in my own weird head. I think that it will be Canada because. One of the other articles I was reading was, is Tim Tebow's career actually over?
Yeah.
And there were there were 2 leaks from his camp, and one of them said that yes, the inside guys are agreeing. Like, well, he shit the bed on this one. Let's all get out now and find a new player.
There you have it. He should have been like 8 different ways.
The other side of his camp is saying, no. He's really got it going on. He's good. But ultimately, his options, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, are arena football and the Canadian Football League.
And even they don't really want him.
No, they don't really want him. Because their style is, because Jim Kelly's probably the most famous person that ever came from the CFL over this way, from the Buffalo Bills. The K-gun, shotgun,
but I do think
that whole shotgun
But I do think,
style.
sad pants to go backwards.
No huddle is how you would know it.
But if you
maybe
wanted, no, I don't. But if you,
I saw the look on her face.
No, completely lost. But if you wanted to, I do think that if you have some other big players coming from there, you have maybe a big player going to there.
They find somebody good in Canada and bring them here to let them get better. You don't shit the bed in America and then end up in Canada.
But maybe it is. Maybe it's happening. It's very sad.
Robin Williams calls Canada the great loft apartment above the really cool country.
So very quickly, Arizona sports update. You know, the Diamondbacks are actually leading the NL West,
I did not know.
Leading the National League West.
Clearly, we're all paying attention.
It's very exciting. We talked a little bit about their doubleheader sweep last week.
And without trying to be rude, baseball's going to go on for the next 40 years.
And it is.
Like,
and
it's like till October,
who cares about it? I don't.
Like,
but I will say
you're reading the goddamn story.
Well, I'll tell you, when they first came here, I was all excited, but after they won the World Series and totally dismantled the one team that I knew and loved, I kind of got over it.
They lost me when they changed the colors.
I agree. I loved the purple and teal.
I did.
Yes, I did. Anyway, but what's really interesting is that they have a number of pitchers, right, in rotation, and they rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 based on like how good they are. Well, actually, their 5th player in rotation, who's really kind of supposed to just be like a shitter in the on the bench, is
in the bed
kicking ass. He's 9-0 in the last games that he's pitched, and he's really phenomenal. His name is Michael Corbin, so look for him. Really super out of
That'd be great
superstar.
if they did something again, because that sports brings so much money to the Valley.
Superstar at the D-backs.
But you can't get excited about it for me with baseball. Personally, because there are 94 games a day.
It's really boring. And it's boring.
It's watching paint dry. Until like all of a sudden, like September.
Yes, when you start to get to like the championship, right.
I feel the same way about basketball. I don't get into basketball until
how could you not?
Like
it's so fast-paced.
But basketball, Basketball, you're either done
NBA.
in the first 10 minutes or it comes
Look
down to the
at me
buzzer.
getting offended. I'm offended because I'm like, the women's basketball is amazing.
Okay, it's also a Cardinals
linebacker Daryl Washington beat up his girlfriend, does some drugs. He's kind of an asshole.
But he didn't hurt a dog, so he'll be fine.
Right. That's the Cardinals news. That's all we're talking about now. The Rattlers, as a matter of fact, are the National Conference West, and they have all kinds of wacky conferences in arena football.
North, South, East.
They are the what did I
directions.
say? National Conference West leaders, and I got to tell you, they were getting onto a plane when I was to San Francisco. They're gigantic, and they are super nice.
That's good to know.
Really, really, really awesome guys that like talked to me, even though I was a clueless idiot with a baby on my back. And they're kicking ass. They have won more games than any other arena football team in the league. They're fresh off of the arena championship last year. So if you have never been out to an Arizona Rattlers game,
I actually
check
forgot
them
they
out.
existed.
No, the games are fun. There's like motorcycles on the field. There's cannons, fireworks indoors. Like
it's like football for people with ADD.
Oh God, it really is.
And it is.
Yay!
Sparklers!
Sparklers!
Oh,
shit the bed.
Football again. It's fantastic.
It's really fun. The oldest man ever climbed Mount Everest at 80 years old, Japanese mountaineer, and football legend Deacon Jones died at 74.
Nope.
We did not, however, have him on
In
our
the death watch.
death den.
Nice segue.
Well
Thank you, Katie Drew, for sports.
I think we could just skip the death den.
No, we're going.
Oh, we got one. Dr. Drew's very much alive, Den!
So this week,
Drew's Alive Den. Yes, that's what we should call it.
People that will live forever.
The Alive Den. People we want to have live forever.
These people are all alive.
Yes.
Well, we obviously missed Jean Stapleton.
Again, and I
Wait a
texted
minute.
her.
She was dead.
Who's Jean Stapleton? Was she from Designing Women?
Edith
All
Bunker.
No, that's Jean Smart.
Edith Bunker. Yeah, that's Jean Smart. No, Edith Bunker from All in the Family. And I even had to text down like I even thought Jean Stapleton was dead.
Okay.
And I have to say, I was a little misguided in what I told you.
What?
About
I read it online. I knew you were a liar.
about the history. She was upset that she was only remembered for that
For
part.
that, as opposed to all the good things she did.
And
She played opposed. She played a. What's the word I want?
a part.
No, she played on the same stage as Streisand.
Yeah, she was in Funny Girl.
What's the word I want though? She played
Opposite.
opposite. Thank you.
She did not. She was a supporting character.
Well, of course-
but the leading man would
Wasn't
be
she on the
opposite her.
Wait, so she was frustrated.
She was on the
that
same
all-
stage.
If a girl isn't pretty like it, Miss Atlantic City.
She
that's
was
Jean Stapleton.
she was mad that she was only known or mostly known for All in the Family.
Right. She was upset
But
about
what
that.
a key character. I
But
mean,
I mean,
my
come
God.
on.
And then all the social change that came about because of that
Absolutely.
show. But the one thing that I really got wrong was that when it came time, because in Arch, she allegedly kind of died at the end of All in the Family. It's called Edith's Fine or Edith's Faith, whatever the last episode is, and they show her kind of dying, but then she came back for some episodes of Archie Bunker's Place, and she felt that she was done at Archie Bunker's Place, that there was no more to do. Carol O'Connor was afraid that they would judge the episodes without her compared to the episodes with her.
I don't remember her being part of Archie Bunker's.
She was, because
Place.
she was only in
I think it was like
she was
right,
in 4 or 5 episodes.
because that's where he grieves her.
Yes.
Right.
Season
Yeah,
2,
that's-
episode 1. So what they did was
Because and they had that Danielle
Right, bourgeois.
Bourgeois, yeah.
Right, I remember her being in the thing. Like there at one point, Archie Bunker sitting on a bed with her, and Edith's gone. I remember that.
Too Good Edith.
So that was in what's it
Too
called?
Good Edith.
Too Good Edith.
That's the last episode.
Is the last episode
of All in the Family, and she kind of has an episode, and you think she died, and that's how they thought they ended it. But then he did Archie Bunker's Place because Carol O'Connor wasn't done. She only played in 4 or 5 episodes. She was just a recurring character.
Okay.
And she was done and wanted to be done, and Carol O'Connor didn't want to be judged by the episodes with her and without her. He thought the episodes with her were of such a higher quality because everyone upped their game for her.
Right.
So he was like, if she's gone, she's gone. And Norman Lear said, whatever, this is Carol O'Connor's show now. Like, I'm done. Sure. Like, Archie Bunker's Place is not my dream. We're beating a dead horse.
Right. We should have left it.
Whatever he says goes. And so Norman Lear said, I can't kill you off. It's like, I can't do it. And he couldn't do it when they brought back Archie Bunker's Place. He couldn't let Edith be dead. He just couldn't do it. He loved the character so much. He had worked with her so often. So when it came, and Jean Stapleton said, it's a character. Like, this is just a character. Please let this go. And that's when they allowed it. And Carol O'Connor had to do the grief episode. But he was not. He just wanted her to go away and not be in the show.
But not die.
Die.
Oh.
Because people were going to be turned off.
Because Edith Throne.
And that's what
because they loved her.
That's what killed the show. And so everybody kind of was on the right page, but kind of mad because they had become almost sacred, and they were kind of doing an after MASH, Golden Palace. Like anytime they shit on a show, Scrubs later that year, like they do that with all these shows. Just let it die. Like, you're good.
Go out on a high note.
Am I wrong on this? And Katie, I know you're looking it up on there. Did Edith's character die? Was it breast cancer?
It was cancer of some sort.
Or was it a heart attack?
I thought it was a stroke.
Okay, maybe it was.
It doesn't actually say.
Because I read something over the past few days and I don't recall.
Or something.
Either that, or at one point during All in the Family, she did have breast cancer, and that was a scare.
Well, she was raped. I forgot about.
That was.
She was raped.
Remember
like
that one.
I mean, I forgot about all the different
I
episodes.
forgot about that too.
I remember that episode. That was
Edith
terrifying.
Bunker was raped?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was a huge.
Yeah.
They dealt with that and abortion and
No,
racism.
that was Maude.
No,
that
Maude was
Maude?
abortion.
The offshoot,
Right.
That's right.
And
She
Maude-
died
but-
in her sleep from a stroke.
Got it. Okay,
I
got
thought
it.
it was
Thank
a
you.
stroke.
Go,
No point to me.
Marnie.
I got it right.
No, that was literal.
You're not
Go
getting
out.
points for that. Yeah.
In the death den, you get points for anything
We are
related to
desperate
death.
for points.
Yes,
You guys
anything.
have princesses.
Yeah. So I mean, but it was very strange, and her legacy and the show that and Doug and I love the movie. And I'm gonna get blank stares again, but Baghdad Cafe, which is a fantastic movie, and they made a TV show out of it with Gene Stapleton and Whoopi Goldberg did the TV, and it only lasted a season. But Baghdad Cafe was a charming movie and a charming attempt at a slightly different TV show in the early '90s. And I forgot how good Whoopi Goldberg looked in that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Actually, George Michael did a song called Baghdad Cafe.
Yeah, and everybody redid, and it's called "I'm Calling You." And yes, and George Michael.
That was a wonderful song.
I want to say Oscar-nominated song from Baghdad Cafe. It's gorgeous.
Okay, so we've wrapped up Death Den. It's 9:34, and now we go into the final segment of our show. We do it every week. It's called Thoughtful Vulgarity.
And now, Thoughtful Vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
Our first question comes from our earlier conversation about gentrification and destroying gay neighborhoods. But now I can't find the page.
Can I tell you what new countries just?
Yes,
please.
Okay, right
countries.
at this
Only on Tuesday.
At this point, we have 3 live listeners from the U.S.
Quit saying the number. Just say U.S.
The U.S. It's called the Russian Federation.
Oh.
And the Czech Republic. I think we've ever had those.
I thought the Czech Republic.
I don't remember, but they have lovely flags.
They do.
I want to know about
That's
Belarus.
awesome. Hello.
Is Belarus still part of the Russian Federation? I don't
Isn't
understand.
Belarus the person who was the?
I thought he was a ballerina.
I thought it was Bela Lugosi.
No, I thought Belarus was the.
That's what I always
coach
call
for
him.
the.
That's not his name, but that's what I always call him too.
For the.
That is actually Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi, Dracula. But
Bella Caroli.
Bella Caroli. Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Shit the bed. Well done.
Okay.
And for those of you in the Czech Republic and the, what is it?
Russian Federation.
And by all
Russian
means, if
Federation,
you are
please listen back to know that I don't just normally say
if you are literally listening to us right now in anywhere, please just message us in the chat room and say hi, because we'd love to know you're out there.
Yeah, and I want to know about Belarus. Okay, so we were talking about gentrification, and I want to know like with the gay neighborhoods and all that stuff.
What was that?
Oh my God.
My foot caught
something. What was that?
Oh, it was the headphones. The headphones just flew.
Oh gosh.
The extra
never
headphones.
mind. Okay, got it.
So when these places
Technical.
like these
No,
places
that was a
come
technical.
in,
That's good.
Yeah, like Starbucks comes in and kills the living room and kills whatever the cute little coffee shop was
right
north of there.
The mom and pops.
Right, and then like Pita Jungle, local restaurant, makes good
but tasty.
Now, no, they're good, and it's a little local restaurant that had one, but now they're a chain, and I guess they're in where the living room is.
I saw that, yeah.
That they're now
Harrison
there.
said that.
So is it wrong to want this success and become a chain? Like when you're like America's Tacos, they're right on that verge of being.
Oh, they're becoming a chain.
Right. So
Right.
is it wrong? Do you lose all the charm? Is it a sellout? Do you still want to? Can you still say you're shopping mama and pop? You know, mom
I have
and
a
pop?
thought on that.
Well, I
Oh,
hope
let's
so,
hear it,
'cause
Katie.
It's a
Goddamn.
question and answer part.
It doesn't.
Conveniently, it's a Q&A. So go ahead. A.
So it actually doesn't relate to a restaurant, but it relates to a band. And I think maybe we've talked before about the Black Eyed Peas pre-Fergie when they actually didn't suck.
You have.
They shit the
You
bed.
have. You have.
And-
She shit the bed. Let's just say.
Yeah, and when they had that like regular old black girl who was fierce, and they were so good and soulful, and their lyrics meant something. And I'm not like one of those people that like wants to be like super stimulated by her music, but like their music was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I love him with Macy Gray too.
Awesome.
DJ play my
Macy
song.
Gray.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then they get to Fergie and they blow up and they are like uber gajillionaires now, and I don't like them anymore. And I
Oh, they annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah,
my lumps, my lovely lady.
yeah, they
lumps.
aren't good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they're
Did
not
we
good.
Sell our soul to the devil.
So here's the thing. I stopped liking the Black Eyed Peas, and you stop liking a restaurant once it becomes the Olive Garden, which by the way is actually not terrible. And if you go back occasionally, yum, soup salad breadsticks. But
that's all I've ever eaten there.
yeah. So
All you can
but
eat.
my point is that you kind of start like hating those big groups, chains, whatever. But then you really think about when Black Eyed Peas got started in somebody's garage, in somebody's mixing studio, in the back bedroom, did they really say to themselves, or does any band or any restaurant or any business owner really say, gosh, you know what? I hope I start this and only a handful of people ever like it.
Right.
Nobody says that.
No,
Nobody.
right.
And so
I
while
hope we can keep this small.
I know. So while
Yeah.
I no longer subscribe to Black Eyed Peas form of entertainment. They're not my thing anymore. I still am going to really super enjoy their old stuff, and I love them, and they're on my playlist. And I have to say, good for them, because they gained success and fame, and that's ultimately what they wanted.
But now you can go back and enjoy an old Black Eyed Peas record, but I can't go back to the old crappy
you're absolutely
borderline
right.
Peter Jungle with the weird art on the walls that
You're
may or may
right.
not have been pubic hair. You know what I mean? Like when they were just at one restaurant in Tempe that was like really bizarre. Or like, you know, like the Abbey, when the Abbey was literally, well, first it was an Abbey. First off, it was a nun's place. Abbey.
Yeah.
And then it was a coffee shop, and then it served drinks, and then they had food, and then they started playing
And now
music.
it's like
and
uber
and now
sellout.
the Abbey's like
That's
this big
huge.
thing. And to me, the Abbey was a coffee shop. The Abbey is where you went and had a cup of coffee.
Right.
It was the living room of
West Hollywood.
I was trying to explain that very thing to somebody either last night or the night before in regards to Abbey, and they're like, no, it's this big club. I'm like, no, it was a tiny little sandwich shop. I'm like,
it was an Abbey.
No, I understand that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying going back even my 20 years, I'm like, it was tiny, and they added all that shit to the back of it. It's still a fantastic club. It's it's all, but I'm like, it was a tiny little thing where you just had a little deli counter and you got a sandwich and coffee.
There
and
was
you called
there
it-
wasn't even sandwiches when I first started. It was literally like coffee and
Well, you're 2 years older than me. so.
yeah. But I was going there.
Right.
So I mean, but
And so the Abbey,
So
though,
is- at what-
they didn't
at what
start.
point do you jump off?
They didn't start their business and say, you know what,
I hope
this
we-
cute little coffee shop is great. I hope it lasts for forever.
Now it's become such an anchor of West Hollywood.
You evolve with what the demand is.
Right. You totally do.
And so if you're making good product, which the Abbey was producing, whatever their space, their coffee, their environment, it was a good product. Peter Jungle, good food. They were producing a good product.
Very good
more
food.
people wanted it, and they said, "Gosh, let's add one more," and then let's add one
Right.
more.
Because word of mouth. I mean, all of a sudden you're like, have you guys tried that? And you're
Because
going to grow.
I know
You're
the
gonna
owner
get
of
bigger.
Oregano's had the deal to get bought by Pepsi and become a Pepsi.
I had
Oh, I didn't
heard
know
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
heard California.
and he turned it
There's
down.
going to be some
Oh, I
opening.
didn't realize that.
He turned it down and said no, and he's expanded, but all on his own. Like he didn't sell
No.
out to Pepsi.
Now, to that point, let's go to Laura and
Yeah,
the kids in
absolutely,
NYPD
NYPD.
Pizza. So now that'd be another one. To me, they look like to me, as well as they've packaged their product, the restaurants, they look like they would be that chain that's of that corporate
Caliber,
level,
right,
that caliber.
corporate.
But they're still. But how many do they have? 4, 3?
No, there's more than that. 2, 4, like 6, 7.
But they're all here, right?
They're here.
Okay.
They're here.
It's
Yeah.
a-
I'm
But
just
it's-
trying to
You're
think
still
of
supporting a local.
Right, but
the
it's still a
Oregano's is
family.
Still
Right.
local,
and they've
right.
just
Right.
expanded out. Yeah.
Okay. But do you know? Do they have?
And they have corporate-y kind of stuff. I mean,
They do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where it's local, but
Or a good example is like Los Dos Molinos here. Spectacular food.
Oh, that shit'll
You
kill
start
you.
with the grandmother, and then you
Yeah.
work down to the 3 daughters. The 3 daughters each had their restaurant. And then now we've been here long enough that their children are now taking over. So the one on Camelback is really,
It's like a.
I want to say
great-
Cheryl's son.
Oh.
I want to say it's the.
Oh, you know him by name.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
no, I know.
And Los
I know-
Dos stopped being as good when it started, in my opinion, because I used to go to the one way up on Central, and I would drive way the hell out there
And that's always the
and
best
go eat,
one.
and it was so good. And then I went to the one over on Washington in that Azteca Plaza,
And now that's the one that's now
and
on
it
Camelback.
really wasn't.
It's a different
as
cook.
good.
But that's where the food is so homemade that is it Cheryl cooking? Who's cooking? Like I know the difference between going to Mesa and eating that sister's food, who I think her name's Victoria. I can't remember. But like the 3 sisters had 3 restaurants, and then one went to New York to do their version, and then she came home. But that's a difference between going chain and going to like it's such home cooking that you're like, well, I like Shirley's food, but I like the way Betty has a hand with the spice. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that's when you're being so fucking picky. But it makes a difference because now there's 4 restaurants, and you want to be like, well, I like the way this one makes their chorizo. But
I
like
feel the
this
same way
one
about
makes the green
Carolinas,
chilies.
and
Yeah.
I really, really love the Carolinas, the legit original 12th Street in Mojave.
Yep.
That's the only Carolinas
And again,
I want to
but
go
again,
to.
you're dealing with it's still the same
recipes.
and they're not a chain. They just have another location, and now someone else is just putting their influence on the cooking. That's not the same as PepsiCo coming in and changing out
whitewashing everything.
But that's what happened with America's though. Because America's started as America, the woman, who started her taco shop.
She is gorgeous.
And then they sold out. I think I have said this before. My friend works for Kahala Corp, who owns Cold Stone Creamery and Blimpie and all that other stuff. And they now own America's Taco Shop. And you see it going into like all the little random.
They're in the airport now, I want to say.
I want to agree with you, but the last place I saw them going in was somewhere kind of weird, but it was very commercial. It was
I heard they're going to be in the Chick-fil-A complex.
Like that kind of thing. Like it was like a gas station and then America's Taco Shop. It's like it's not America's Taco Shop anymore.
They were going that direction when my affiliation with them stopped.
Okay. Yeah.
And they started to change everything.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't know is, and because honestly, I have not eaten there since that. The severance of that.
Oh, the food's still good.
That's what I wondered. I don't know. Have they changed anything?
I had dinner there a couple nights ago.
I think it's delicious.
It's delicious.
I like their al pastor.
But you could tell
only.
when she was cooking. Like you could tell when.
Because one time,
not that she really cooked, but when 7th Street first opened,
she was supervising what they were doing.
The 7th Street one, not the Avenue. Because I went into the Avenue one when it was just 7th Street and 7th Ave, and that Avenue one, I swear to God, they burned that carne asada so fucking bad. My hair smelled like burned meat for the rest of the afternoon.
And in fairness to them, they did have a couple of those issues. But,
I didn't go for a long time after that.
She would come in and she'd be like, no. And then she would be in the kitchen and she would explain to them, here's how you do this. So she did try to monitor that. But then shortly thereafter is when the swap came.
And you have to think about a woman like her, right? She's worked hard her whole life and she created a good product that there was demand for. Does she really want to spend the rest of her days, every day in and day out, like slaving over the stove?
No.
Or does she want to say, I'm ready to make some money and sit back?
Yeah.
Right,
and that's what I mean. So
raising 2 daughters,
and and Joe says in the chat room, Jesus Christ, where did it just go?
He actually said, eventually we're going to have the show with Clayton McKee in every market around the world. Yep, and we're all okay with that here, Joe. So make it happen.
He says something about everyone's addicted to success. Success kind of becomes addictive, and that's true. Like you want,
why wouldn't
you want to share it? Like oregano's, and as I say it all the time, fuck Oprah Winfrey for when she said that little Italian place,
Pizzeria Bianco,
is the best pizza in America. It's not even the best pizza in Phoenix. LGO's pizza's better.
Z Pizza,
NYPD.
What is it called?
And what?
What's that?
Z Pizza down in Central?
Z, I love Z.
Yeah.
Z Pizza, but I like
Chibo.
Like
Chibo,
to me, there's so many better pizzas like in the city, and I don't have to wait 17 hours to
I'm
get
actually
a
a
fucking pizza.
big Bianco fan.
Yeah, I am too.
Well, of course you are. You told us that story about your mom and
I
that
waited.
whole
Yeah,
fucking
for
thing.
Oh, yeah,
hours.
so we've
No,
had
but
that
I mean,
conversation before. I just think Oprah calling that the best pizza in America is
It
just
was actually Gail.
is her being mentally ill.
It was Gail.
It was Gail, yeah.
Yeah, that just tells me that Gail doesn't eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah,
and
probably
was it the guy from Star Trek Next Generations? Picard, what's his real name? Bald guy.
Patrick Stewart.
That
Patrick
he
Stewart.
had pizza for the first time. There was some big thing on the internet that he had never
I hadn't
had
heard of
pizza
that.
before until recently.
really
What?
freaked out face. Like, who just has pizza for the first time when they're like
What the
90?
hell's going on with that?
He's like 100.
Yeah, but he'd never had pizza before. But if you're British, I don't know.
Then you're missing out.
Right.
Really. If
Or
you're
missing
British.
teeth.
I'm just saying that if you stopped in Phoenix in the Symington Plaza, whatever that's called down there, the Mercado, and you thought that was the best pizza in America and you stopped, you have a long way to go before you sleep. Like you have shit the bed on the pizza experiment.
Okay, so we beat that one up. What's our next question?
So our next question.
I have one too.
Oh, go ahead. Do yours.
Oh.
Well, I'm just curious because as we were talking about something in Al's segment, and
I like how she doesn't really know what it was.
I don't know. It was about
An
a
Al
song.
segment? You mean the past 3 hours?
It was about no. It was. Yep, that's what I mean.
Shit the bed.
It was actually, I wrote it down so that I remember.
Good, well
it was
done.
actually about the song Any Day Now, the Bette Midler song. And you say that that's at the I Shall Be Released, that it's at the end of the movie. And when you said that, I have no idea what happens at the end of the movie. And damn you if you ruin it for me.
No, I didn't.
But it sounds to me like a funeral song, maybe. Like a death song, maybe a death march.
Oh, I've never
don't know.
taken that as a death song.
Oh, I Shall Be
no.
Released. Okay.
Oh,
well, my
no, yeah.
thought...
It's a great anthem of like they say every woman needs protection, but they say every woman has to fall. And there's a man over there that I will tell you it's his fault, and he'll say I don't even know her name. So, but any day now I shall be released. It's just about It's just about love and like the people that you blame and all the things that you hold on to. And it's just saying any day now, but not today.
Okay, so
but any day now, I shall be released from all this shit and be a clear thinking
and
person.
not having any idea about that.
Yeah.
When I hear any day now I should be released, I just thought, maybe a funeral song, maybe like a death song.
No.
Well, then, but in my head, I thought
it's funny. I've never ever thought of that song that way.
I have had my funeral song in my head for a really long time. Have we had this discussion before?
I don't recall.
Because I've had it
no.
with my own mother, which was kind of weird. But I have my funeral song in my head, so I was just wondering if
I know his.
The rest of y'all have your funeral song.
Yeah, in 1978. His funeral song became popular.
Okay, what is it?
Oh, mine is Last Dance. Like you'll hear a couple other songs through the program, but you will end the evening with Last Dance.
Last Dance.
Yeah, and I will.
That's perfect.
And not the live redo that she did in the 90s. No, it'll be the original. It'll be the original 1978.
Oh, that's good.
We have a choice. We can either...
Oh, or do you want the live version from Live and More?
We can either do the live version from Live and More.
Oh, that's a good one. Because
Should we figure out a way to work both in?
Or we could do the Thank God It's Friday 8-minute version which has the bridge.
I think it should be the 8-minute version with the bridge so that we can all exit during.
Yes.
So as everybody's, you may all leave now, and everybody exits.
And do you feel like everyone's gonna have to maybe?
Oh, they will.
Like Soul Train out a little bit.
And that tranny guy that was in the Pebbles video will show up.
Clayton, do you have a funeral song?
I really haven't thought about it, but I mean, Last Dance is so Al. I couldn't, but even though it's not a.
And even if you die first and steal it from me, I'm still going to use it because they'll know it's mine.
Wow.
It's now recorded.
Yeah.
Yep. No mistaking.
Oh no, there was no mistaking even before this.
Though it's not a funeral song, it has been, I think, kind of to me, two songs that I think would kind of come to mind. Even though if I thought about this more sober and analyze it more, I'll come up with other ones. Two songs would come to mind. One, not that it has any connection. It's a sad song. Culture Club's "Victims."
Okay.
The victims we know so well. La 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 la. I can't remember all the words right now. And then another one would be "Careless Whisper." Only because.
How does that go?
Which one?
Careless Whisper.
To the heart and mind, ignorance is kind.
I mean, I know the song.
And I was thinking,
I can't
comfort in the dream.
And Judas Priest has got no rhythm.
Okay.
You'll
never hear it again the same way.
No, I won't. Damn you! Damn you! To the heart and mind, ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the past. Pain is all we'll find.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So a song about heartbreak and tragedy written by a 17-year-old frustrated gay man who was trying to make out with Kathy Jung, who was an Asian woman who wound up being in a video of his later.
Okay.
So what's yours?
Mine is Uncle John's Band by the Grateful Dead.
Oh, you've said that before. I've heard that
Oh,
before.
have I?
Yeah,
okay. So it says, well, the first days are the hardest days. Don't you worry anymore. Because when life looks like easy street, there is danger at your door. But it goes on to say, come here, Uncle John's Band playing by the light. I think, come on with me or go alone. He's come to take his children home. I think it's like poignantly to heaven, sort of, but also a really good song that I'm pretty sure was playing when I got high for the very first time. So shit the bed.
So my next question was going to be: do you want everybody in the funeral at the ceremony to be stoned?
I'm gonna have like doobies in the
right. Exactly.
Some people like at a Catholic.
Maybe because it's inside brownies, maybe more appropriate. Well, they take longer to take effect, right?
We could
actually pass out brownies as you're walking in. So by the time the song's playing on the processional,
by
I
the
know
time
the
the
only
ecstasy
baker.
kicks in, you're ready.
You're set.
I know the only baker in Maricopa County.
Hey,
we know her well.
Oh.
All right, Marnie, what's yours?
Laura. Thank you.
I have two of them. One of them is for the more like a religious kind of toned would be Michael W. Smith, Friends.
Oh,
I love that.
God,
I love that voice.
I love that song.
Yeah. And the other one is Bette Midler in My Life.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to steal my song.
No. I don't
Oh,
think so,
wow.
but yeah.
No,
I don't know
that's
that song.
That's a Beatles.
In My Life?
It's a
Yeah.
it's a Beatles song, and that, when
I
people,
came up with a third.
There's
Go
all
ahead.
kinds of people that don't understand the Beatles, and every time I hear "In My Life," whether it's usually Bette
Yeah.
Midler singing in my house.
I love me too. Yeah.
But I do love the Beatles version, and when I hear it, all I can think of is they were in their mid-20s, and they wrote that gorgeous song. Like that to me is like a tribute to like.
I think you would love it, Katie.
The age before beauty on that is just.
Excuse my beauty, if you will.
Excuse my beauty.
My beauty.
So before you go, so my
you
second
please?
song that will be played midway through the program is
I'm actually. Is it weird that I'm a little bit looking forward to your funeral? Is that
it's
weird?
gonna be a good time.
I'm more about the party.
Like,
Yeah.
I hope I'm on the guest list.
The best part is anybody can come.
He won't know.
Yeah, the best part is it's
Fuck,
going
is
to
he
be at
gonna haunt
Sunset
you?
Cliffs in San Diego.
Oh, I
can't
enjoy
wait.
that.
Yeah.
I literally need a
But
vacation.
you're gonna listen to, and that's where this song will be appropriate. And I found the lyrics to it. It's written by Tom Waits, but I know it by Bette Midler. It's called "Shiver Me Timbers."
Oh.
And it's what I listened to. Poor Tim. As we drove out here from New York, and we went between Erasure and every gay artist known to man or God, including Erasure. We listened to "Shiver Me Timbers" like 1,000 different times, and I never really thought of it as a death song until later. And it's I'm leaving my family, I'm leaving all my friends, my body's at home, but my heart's in the wind. Where the clouds are like headlines in a new front page sky, my tears are salt water, the moon's full and high. And I don't know this person's name. I know Martin Eden is going to be proud of me and many before me who've been called by the sea to be up in the crow's nest singing my say, shiver me timbers, I'm sailing away.
That's good.
That'll be the sad part of the program before we get to the disco.
I know.
Then we'll cap it off with ain't not even worth a dime a dance.
Pre-disco. That's the pre-disco break.
Ain't not even worth a broken chance for love.
So I love it. So please call my family and tell them not to cry because my goodbye is written by the moon in the sky, and nobody knows me. I can't fathom my staying and shiver me timbers. I'm sailing away.
Oh, that is so good.
Isn't that a beautiful? I get goosebumps.
I have
love
total
that
goosebumps,
song.
like a little lump in my throat. And no, it's not
And I
cervical
heard
cancer.
that song. I heard that song for the first time when I was 6 years old.
Oh, God.
And it has stayed with me my entire
Beautiful.
life.
That's very nice.
What was your third one?
The third one that I came up with, only because I still love this song. I'll Never Love This Way Again.
Yeah.
And I think
Oh, can you
Nice.
sing me a little verse?
dun, dun, dun.
I know I'll never love this way again.
Oh, okay.
So I keep holding on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burt Bacharach wrote that for Dionne Warwick.
It's like an 80s ballad.
No, Barry Manilow wrote that.
Oh, no, I'm terribly sorry. You're right.
I
You were-
just gave you the key change. Dun,
dun, dun, dun. My bad. We would.
that was supposed to be the dead giveaway.
I would play it, but we'd get sued.
But is that like it sounds very 80s ballad.
79.
Yeah, in there.
No, it did.
79.
It won Donna Summer's Grammy, so I'm always mad at it.
Yeah. Didn't realize that.
That's right.
But no, but
I remember
that.
you saying that.
And the reason that I go with that I'll never love this way again, aside from the fact that I would be dead and I couldn't love anymore, is because I think so few people that I interact with that really realize how much I care about them. I will never, because if I'm gone, I'll never be able to love them to that way again.
Yeah. That's good.
But that's also it's a phenomenal song with a key change for a drag show it's a fantastic ending.
Wait, do you actually want a drag show at the
No,
funeral?
goddamn no.
Just checking.
Note to Barbara.
Let's
No.
get,
Note to Barbara.
Let's get all of this down.
No,
let's
right.
get
Let's
it
record
on.
all this.
Let's
No.
get it on record.
No.
I
I'm
can't
good
say
with
I'd be
that.
opposed.
Yeah.
Be opposed to
To a
what?
drag
I said
show
I can't say I'd be opposed.
at Clayton's
Oh.
funeral. Yeah.
No, actually.
Now what is this?
hold
Harrison
on.
saying something about Briar and the Rose?
The Briar and the
Tom
Rose.
Waits.
And then I can't remember the name of the song by Zed. It's on both of my devices here, but it is a I want to say it's Clarity by Zed.
Oh, I thought of another one that would be a very sad song because if you're leaving somebody and you have a lost love, Bruno Mars, If I Was Your Man. Never mind. I'm getting drunk and emotional, so let's stop.
The only other one, and it was the second one I was looking for with Bette Midler. I couldn't think of it, and it's Every Road Leads Back to You.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
I love
was trying to-
also
That's the other one.
from a funeral scene of a movie I love, which is Love Actually. I think you hate that movie.
No, I like it.
Okay.
I think you hate that movie.
Well, or not.
I didn't it
Bye
racist.
bye baby, baby bye bye. That was the song that they sang when the cute little boy, when Liam Neeson, is that who that was?
No, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
When his wife died at her funeral, he said now she wants to go by the Bay City Rollers, like her favorite song, and then they played that song, and I cry every time.
Yeah.
So good.
The iPhone, whatever device.
How you self-identify?
Speaking of the Beatles, plays Golden Slumbers, and again they were like 27 years old.
Yeah.
How do you write Golden Slumbers?
I don't know
in
that
your
song, but I'm
20s?
Googling it immediately.
It is, and it goes into boy, you got to carry that weight a long way. Oh my God. Oh, my nipples get hard just thinking of Golden Slumbers.
Well, or golden showers, depending on how
Well,
you self-identify.
they never get hard for golden showers.
Shit in the bed.
Do not shit the bed. Do not pee on me.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
We would like to thank you. It's the end of hour 3. We are here every Tuesday, 7 to 10 o'clock. It's the show with Clayton McKee. That's me. Thank you for being here. I'm here with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. We do it every Tuesday, 7 to 10. Oh, thank you. It's been a fun night. We had a great show. We're half in the bag, but it's all good. We do it every week, and you should enjoy it as much as we do. But we would like to leave you with one final thought. If ever you remember us, we would like to leave you with this. Please, we will see you next Tuesday!
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.